like double streaming, or you may call it multiple streaming. Hi guys. No one's still on Twitch, but it's okay. I'm just gonna share my stream. Maybe Twitch channel, yeah. Gonna do it on Twitter. Exited Twitch. How's the sound? Is everything good? Like, I think I gonna switch off the air condition. It should be better without it. And switch to stereo. Okay. How are you guys? Sounds good? Super. I don't know. Just chatting, you know? No specific purpose for the stream. Just gonna maybe check out some info, check out some videos from other creators, and yeah, the stream is like that. Oh my god! So I need haircut. What time is? For me, it's 4:30. Yeah, maybe 35. Yeah, 25 minutes to 5. Sounds good. Susie, hi. I woke up like maybe half an hour ago. Frun Kartoffel, hi, good morning. Finally, I changed my schedule. It was really difficult to do, but I did it. Do you have guys normal schedule or not? Oh, where do you live? 10:35. It's USA, West Coast. No, Trump is again pressuring. That's his tweet. Hopefully you can see it. Yeah, like this. President Zelensky of Ukraine can end the war with Russia almost immediately. Again, he is pressuring Ukraine, yeah, more than anything. Almost immediately, Zelensky can finish the war. If he wants to, or he can continue to fight. Remember how it started. No getting back to Obama's giving Crimea 12 years ago. But he wants to give like Donbass to Russia. What's the difference? Same. Without a shot being fired. Oh, without the shot being fired, yeah. Do you want to give... So Putin demands, like, where is the logic here? So Putin told him, okay, give me Donbass, like you gave Crimea, yeah? You ask Ukraine not to fight for it. It is clear that Obama asked Ukraine not to fight for Crimea. There was really, it was really the ask, просьба. Not demand, but I forgot this word. Просьба. Request. Fuck. So it was a request from Obama not to fight for Crimea, to avoid escalation. And now this orange guy tells to do the same with Donbass. And he says, and he criticizes the action, the same action, like, what? He has absolutely no logic. No going to NATO by Ukraine. not going into NATO by Ukraine. What he means by this? Some things never change. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Some things definitely do not change. It's crazy. This guy's totally dead. Okay, I need to share my story. Just Twitch. Because Twitch is, I wouldn't say dead, but he doesn't want to be offended. He's idle and mentor. Yeah. Trump multiple personality. He's psycho, like he's complete psycho. There is nothing, no logic, nothing about him is logical. And yeah, that's how it works. Oh, new video from CoffeeZilla. I haven't watched it. Voidzilla, his other channel. I should put me here, I guess. Boom.
We recreated Epstein's prison in 3D to show you the top 5 lies hidden in the government's footage. And you can get the raw file on Patreon to explore it yourself, and let's jump into it.
Nice.
Lie number 5, you're gonna get a video of the cell.
And you're gonna get the video of the cell. And you're gonna see for yourself.
Kash Patel, the FBI director, told us that this footage was of Jeffrey Epstein's cell, but it's not. Let's fly over to where Epstein's cell actually is. I've marked it with a green door. Down the hall, we actually see a camera marked in red that wasn't recording the night of Epstein's death, which brings us to our next lie. There was only one camera.
There's a video of him.
No, not the actual act, but the entire MCC Bay. There was only one camera.
Deputy Director Dan Bongino of the FBI told us there was only one camera in the special housing unit. But that's not true. There were at least 2 cameras recording and 9 other cameras that were working but not recording due to a malfunction. Only
Kind of strange, yeah? They were not recording due to... Yeah, holla, Hulk. They were not recording due to malfunction. Like just two from 9 were recording, right? This one and this one. This doesn't give us the picture, so only this one gives some of the evidence. And here below in the corridor, it wasn't working.
Days earlier. Now, the official report says that recordings should have been made for about half of the cameras, but in Epstein's block, only 2 out of 11 cameras were recording.
2 out of 11.
Really bad luck, I guess. Now, I should say all the cameras were working before that, at a time when Epstein accused his cellmate of trying to kill him, and this was contradicted by his cellmate who said Epstein tried to commit. Epstein later got put on watch for this event, and we should have been able to get that footage, except the prison failed to save the correct file. Prosecutors claim the footage contained on the preserved video was for the correct date and time.
This is deep. And it happened during the first Trump's presidency. And now they, like, how could it be, right? Good morning, yeah. Must be a high security prison or something, yeah. Tourette syndrome. What the flaps out in his mouth? Huh?
Captured a different tier than the one where Jeffrey Epstein was located.
There was only one camera.
So our deputy director lied when he said there was only one camera. There were actually 11. At least 2 were recording. Only 1 got released. And according to our own government's report, 5 or 6 should have been recording, but weren't. When the cameras were working properly, they didn't save the right files. incredibly unlucky. But lie number 3, there's nothing unlucky about it because we were told directly that the footage we were gonna get showed there was no one there but Epstein.
You're going to see there's no one there but him.
Right.
There's just nobody there. So I say to people all the time, if you have a tip, let us know. But there's no DNA, there's no audio, there's no fingerprints, there's no suspects, there's no accomplices, there's no tips, there is nothing.
The footage just directly debunks this. There are several people who appear in the footage the FBI released, and actually one even appears after lockdown walking up the stairs. The government's report at first called this laundry, but independent experts agreed, according to one analysis by CBS.
At 10:38 p.m., the report says someone, probably Noel, carries a bundle of bedding or clothing up the stairs. It's a rare instance the video does catch movement on the stairs, but barely. Let's see that zoomed in and in slow motion again. Several of the video forensic experts we spoke with were skeptical about the report's conclusion and thought that the video could be showing an inmate walking up the stairs. Authorities say this was the last time anyone approached his cell block until his body was discovered the next morning. Again, while the video does not contradict that, experts who viewed the video say the limited field of view makes it impossible to definitively conclude that no one used those stairs in that time period.
This is crazy. Like, what's the case? Like, the one camera was working from all of the cameras at this specific day, specific moment. Not moment, yeah, some period of time, but this is crazy, guys. This footage, yeah, and the fact that they edited it later on, it has the metadata that it was edited in Premiere Pro, tells a lot. Anybody thinking like maybe the Putin in Alaska was body double? No, Robert, this is bullshit shared. Like, and I'm very disappointed that guys like Jake Bro, they share this bullshit about body doubles. It's like reduces the confidence in his analysis and basically pro-Ukrainian channels. Like, this is bullshit. Let's be honest. It was started by someone, some conspiracy, blah, 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 nonsense. So there are no any proofs that Putin has doubles. No, zero. It's like belief. Yeah, you may believe in everything you want. But to dedicate half of the video to Putin doubles without any proofs, you know. Well, it's his channel. He thinks like that, so. Like, it reduces the credibility. I may tell, okay, Putin comes from Mars with the same credibility, you know. So no proofs, zero proofs. Just some people say it and started blah, blah, blah. It could explain why Trump became so frustrated at the end. Oh, come on, guys, don't start this shit about Putin. You may believe, yeah, yourself, but this is, as for me, it's bullshit. If someone tells me, someone shows me the real evidence that Putin has doubles. I heard the same stories before, you know. Yeltsin has Putin doubles. So, yeah, this is yellow press, you know. And I will never tell without evidence that it's right.
We don't know who that is. The government's not clear. And there are also several people who are housed in the same cell block as Jeffrey Epstein, which, as we've shown, isn't visible to the camera footage we were given. So that raises questions, and so do the 2 prison guards who were on staff that night and had a view of Epstein's cell. Both were charged with falsifying records on the night Epstein died, specifically with them lying about completing mandatory rounds to check on Jeffrey Epstein the night of his death, despite a posted warning that read mandatory rounds must be conducted every 30 minutes on Epstein as per God, but they did not do that. Instead, they appeared to fall asleep, according to the OIG report, and occasionally browse the internet, where one guard, quote, read a news article about Jeffrey Epstein. So it's just a total lie to say there was no one there but Epstein and no possible suspects. You have several inmates shown on the camera the night of his death. You have one walking up the stairs after lockdown, and you also have guards that just falsified records. But this all brings us to lie number 2, the second biggest Pinocchio, and that's where they told us we're going to...
Yeah, the the video is strange, really, and the circumstances are strange for this. I don't believe in coincidence. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I agree, Hulk. Yeah. It's as suspicious as you can be. Yeah, this is really. Guys, I see the decline in interest in the story, and maybe Donny with his strategy to deflect people's attention from Epstein files. Maybe he really succeeded in it, because the drop in the story is like 80% in Google search, at least. And it shows really the interest of people to find out about the topic. It's not important if Putin has doubles. What is important that the United States is enabling Putin in the first place. You understand why the red carpet? Yeah, Rory, I agree. Just, I don't like those yellow press stories based on nothing, I couple of the times also felt into this trap, about Putin's health. There was told, Putin is dying, but no, he's alive. One thing I believe in is that Putin has special platforms to make him higher than he is. And we're gonna go through it a little later, because there is evidence for that. Because Putin cannot be that high compared to Trump. And his legs are strange, so we can see it at least.
Get the raw footage so we know there aren't shenanigans.
We are working on cleaning it up to make sure you have an enhanced, and we're going to give the original so you don't think there were any shenanigans.
So yeah, I don't think I need to explain why this is one of the most brazen lies. We were told we'd be given a modified and the original footage. Instead, what we got are two modified videos because both were edited in Premiere Pro. Now, it isn't clear exactly what was edited, but expert forensic analysts who spoke to Wired said the footage wouldn't stand up in court, had 1 minute, no wait, actually 3 minutes missing, and now there are reports that the DOJ has the full footage, but just hasn't released it.
And a government source is alleged to CBS News the FBI and other agencies are in possession of the full, unedited footage.
And that brings us to the final point, the final biggest lie of all, and that's a direct quote from the DOJ memo about what the footage even shows. And it says this, quote, anyone entering or attempting to enter the tier where Epstein's cell was located from the SHU common area would have been captured by this footage. The government's entire case is built on this lie, and that's why it's the biggest, because their whole case for saying no one could have reached him is the idea that this one camera angle shows everything. But let's put Maxwell in our 3D twin and have him walk up the stairs. First, we'll put him on the left side of the staircase, and as you can see, you can barely make him out. However, if we put him on the right side of the staircase, you'll find that you can't see him at all. He's invisible from our view. So there's just obviously a blind spot here, which, by the way, the government already knew because they already admitted in a previous Epstein report, saying that this camera angle specifically was a, quote, partial view of the L-tier stairway. So it's not a full view, you can't see everything, and as you can see in this excellent CBS investigation, you could actually access this stairway and Epstein's cell from a doorway invisible to the camera.
But with the primary entrance here, the pathway from the entrance to the stairs is completely out of view of the camera.
Yeah, and usually, like in, especially in the United States, then we drive on the right, like right priority. We walk also in the same way. You have... like if you walk on the sidewalk, you also walk through at the right side of the sidewalk, usually, like most of the people. So you go at the right side of the stairs, in this case, which is invisible for the camera. Yeah, you have more probability to walk there rather than on the left side.
Yeah, that's right. You could access Epstein's cell. Our replication of the prison shows the same conclusion. If we have Maxwell walking from the SHU entrance to Epstein's cell, we can't see him from this camera angle, even though if we make the walls transparent, Obviously, we can see him, but in the raw footage, we'd have no way of knowing if somebody walked this direction. This painstaking recreation of the special housing unit can put to bed the top 5 lies from our government about Jeffrey Epstein. 1, we didn't get a video of Jeffrey Epstein's cell. We got a camera, they can't see it. 2, there wasn't just 1 camera, there were 11. 3, the footage shows way more than just Epstein. 4, we didn't get raw footage, we got modified footage. And lastly, there are blind spots on this camera. I mean, it's just perfectly clear, and the government has previously admitted it. This, of course, doesn't mean, I have to say, that Epstein definitively himself, but the government is only adding fuel to the fire when they put out statements that are directly contradicted by their own video. The best you can say is this is either extreme levels of negligence or deliberate incompetence to cover things up. The most honest thing you can say at this point is that we don't have definitive evidence for the night Epstein died, one way or the other, that has been released. The evidence we do have has been modified, does not say what they say it says, and all of this makes it impossible to know 100% what has happened. That is not a conspiracy, that's what the government's own evidence actually shows. Now, as I said, we'll make the 3D version of Epstein's housing unit available on Patreon. It's a blender.
Well, he's really dedicated to this story, and I'm really happy that there are the guys like Coffeezilla who debunk lies from the government, and it's easy to do. Actually, the government does so many mistakes in actually covering the story up with editing footage, with not saying delusional information, not real information. I'm really happy that he at least continued to say about it. Trump's entire thick weaponizing arrogance and incompetence. Yeah. I mean, his team, the team which supposed to hide the evidence or something, they did a very poor job here with editing this video. They even left the metadata of the video editing available in the file, so we may see that it was edited. Who would think that administration is, it is so like, of course, like, it's like with Putin doubles, we cannot state 100% with the real evidence that Trump did it, but as Coffeezilla says, they put lots of the fuel into this fire, right? Like, the actions are strange, which could partially show that Trump could, or Trump's administration, or whoever, officials, they could be involved. So there is the high probability of them being involved. I'm not saying that they are like 100% involved, because I don't have the evidence, but the probability is high. If they do this stupid job with the video, if they lie to us directly. Sarcasm alert. Well, who would think that the situation is incompetent? Yeah, so that's the real. And you say about Putin doubles? I think Jake Bro said about it, It's interesting topic. He even put body double in the thumbnail. Send Temu Putin to Mitro. Okay, we're gonna listen to it just a little later. I just want to check the full, find some of the image. Oh yeah, here we go. You see, I think here, that something is wrong with this, especially with this. Yeah, those could be like trousers, but I think it's some sort of this, I don't know. And Trump, what's the Trump's height? Trump. .9 meters. He's taller than me. And Putin he's really tall. Trump is really tall. Look at Baron. how tall is Baron? It's crazy. 2 meters 5, 2 meters 10. That's crazy. He's modified. Gene modified guy. So Trump height is 1.9. Let's put Putin height. There is no information. Top secret. Okay, let's ask. .45. Putin must be like 5.4, 5.5, and Reddit, okay. 170, no, I wouldn't believe this. 168. Oh, Economist told about it, yeah? So how could Putin be like... Yeah, you can see it here, yeah? It's not a big difference, right? But we understand that Putin is a very shorty guy. So how is there like maybe 10 centimeters difference, yeah? Maximum. He's bending forward even. Like this guy is a little down, but this guy is bending, so we give them equal thing. So Putin is a little guy actually, yeah. But here the difference is, okay, let's say maximum 15 centimeters. But he is not like... I think there are some so-called пынеходы, so the special platforms installed in shoes. That's why Putin is so... Like, we have the evidence, right, that he could not be that tall in real life. Like, maybe I should search for video. Просто Putin. What the hell we have? Putin video. Next.
And the agreements on the...
Okay, that's the annexation video 2 years ago. And I think he was there with other guys with those, yeah? Close to the end, they holded the hands and he was really short there. They did not show. Okay, here we go. So, look at him. He's really shorty. I don't know how high are those guys, but he's still the shortest. He's below like average, yeah. And his legs, look at his legs. They're short here, yeah, short. But in this video, maybe like how could it be? He's 1.9. He's higher, like 2 centimeters higher than me, Donny. And here is like maybe it's the camera angle, but I don't think so, really. Because here is one more angle. I would say it's even more to the right. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a little to the right, so the camera angle doesn't matter here. Maybe Putin goes a little forward, but I see the shadow here touches Putin. So yeah, very strange. Again, I cannot prove because I need to kaput him, remove his shoes, and check. We understand it will not happen. Well, here it's more or less, maybe it's the camera perspective. I don't know. Here he is shorter than at the previous footage. By the way, White House removed then Donald Trump clapped meeting Putin. Yeah, here he is shorter than, maybe it's camera perspective. But it's strange, especially this thing, yeah. Believe Putin issues body double, uses former MI6 Russian chief believes Putin uses body double in behavior rather than appearance. I don't trust that. Like, there could be body double for security reasons. In a convoy, the guy could be looking like Putin for transferring him, from point A to point B. But for press, making up complete, like the guy who behaves like Putin, speaks like Putin, looks like Putin, it's impossible. And let's check out what Jake Bro says about Putin. Kind of lots of the views he has on this one.
Welcome back, Defenders. These weird faces. Body doubles to me, said what he wanted to say, got his photograph, then got back on his plane and just left. Here's the photograph. And Donald Trump could not look happier. He looks like a child who just got to meet Santa Claus. Trump idolizes Putin. He worships this man, and he wanted this meeting for 8 months. So Putin made it happen. Except Santa Claus is not real. So I'm going to propose the theory that this
He proposes the theory, okay.
was not the real Putin. Putin sent one of his body doubles to meet with Trump
I think it's absolute bullshit.
in Alaska. And just let me present the evidence. I know this is conspiracy. I don't have definitive proof.
Let me present the evidence, but I don't have definitive proof. Okay.
But I'm going to lay out to you my arguments why I don't think this is the real Putin. And the first being, he just made a lot of weird gestures and faces. This doesn't
mean, that he is body double.
look like the head of a state when he makes all these weird faces.
I think he can make those weird faces because he was embarrassed by the questions. And in the United States, in general, journalism is like this, even in official. Like, they're shouting, screaming. So Putin just was a little freaking out, maybe, about the situation. And for him, it's like, what the hell is happening? Because in Russia, everything is controlled. No one is shouting, just question one by one. So it's like some new environment for him. That's why he was making those faces.
Press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Let's go. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Let's go. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you.
What for sure, like, I also cannot prove it, but Putin can use some Botox for himself to look younger.
Thank you, press. Let's go. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you.
So this Putin behaved a little bizarre, and the way he looks is just off to me. So let me present some evidence. This is Newsweek. Russian TV showing Putin in 2 places at once sparks body double claims. This has happened a couple times where Putin has been broadcast in 2 different Russian cities.
We call it conserva. So then Russian TV recorded Putin from one side, recording that Putin is visiting. I think it happened also with the Kerch Bridge. So basically they broadcast live, but it is not live. Okay, so only Russian media does it. It is not the proof that if someone spots Putin here and there at the same time, like some like the guy or spotter is not connected to Russian media, yes, it would be the proof. But Russian media, they may put Putin at the same time in different places. And they may tell it's live going, okay, Putin is visiting here. We call it conserva. Conserva means it's pre-recorded video. Sometimes Putin uses those conserva videos recorded even weeks ago. It's normal. It's not the evidence.
He's doing events, which normally is not possible if you're just one person. No question, Putin is using body double after the mutiny, according to a Russian analyst. This is kind of just accepted in Russia. People just assume in Russia that yes, Putin uses body doubles.
No evidence. Putin assumed that Putin has body doubles. No, it's not like that.
And that's smart, to protect the president, because people are trying to kill him. For the Cortege movement, there could be, or for some event, there could be body double, which could look like Putin. But again, he will not go to the press, all right? It's just for security measures in some movement or in some of the, but he's not shown to the cameras. You don't have to listen to me. Don't listen to my opinion. Listen to the opinion of Russians. This is Igor.
Oh, a very competent speaker, Igor Girkin. Igor Girkin speaks bullshit all the time. Like, sometimes he speaks different stuff, absolutely, taken from the ceiling. I think he's so like, he doesn't like Russian regime itself, personally. He feels betrayed by it. That's why he would tell any sort of the stuff. Yeah, and he told, by the way, that I think in 2023 that Ukraine will deoccupy Crimea, so he agreed with this policy that Russia will collapse also in 2023. So he says lots of the stuff which doesn't correspond to real picture. So he is not reliable source of the information. And for sure he wasn't with Putin and to check out whether he has doubles or not.
Gherkin, also known as Igor Strelkov, he is a Russian army veteran and a former FSB officer who played a key role in the Russian annexation of Crimea. He then was in the Donbass War as an organizer for militant groups in the DPR. So this man is pro-Putin, pro-Russia. He wants to kill as many Ukrainians as possible. And he
is not pro-Putin. He told that crazy grandpa is not fulfilling real Russian destiny to occupy Ukraine. Yeah, he is anti-Ukrainian, he is pro-Russian, imperialistic Russian, let's say, and he says that Putin is not good for Russia. He said like that. That's why he's in jail.
He says on his program that Putin uses body doubles. This clip is from 2023. Putin had Igor Strelkov arrested for speaking freely. Gherkin is now in jail.
Speaking freely against Putin.
He said in 2023, the real Vladimir Putin on Christmas was alone in the Kremlin church. Alone. The priests were probably afraid of coming close to him. There was probably a sniper who warned he will shoot them if they come closer than 20 meters. This is the real Vladimir Putin, who, when they show him receiving ministers, he sits at one side of the table and looks at them from binoculars. Where are they? This is the real one. but one who is awarding others, hugging everyone. There are several of them, and who is making speeches. When I see an alleged Putin in the crowd, I immediately know I am seeing a double, and no one knows what this double says.
Again, no evidence. It's I can say the same thing for any sort of the leader. Like, okay, that guy was standing once alone in a church, so this is a real guy. And the rest times, it's like there is no evidence. No, zero, absolutely. I don't know why Jake dedicated his great part of the video to this shit.
He probably is just talking bollocks. I'll link the clip down below in the event you speak Russian and you want to hear it from yourself. This is an FSB officer who was the most important man involved in the Donbass war between 2014.
It doesn't mean that he has all of the information if he was important man for Donbass occupation in 2014.
And 2022. And he says that
in 2022 he was not important at all. He was not involved even.
Putin uses body doubles. This is what Putin looks like. The real Putin is pretty severe. He's somber. You can watch the video clips of him in his bunker.
Well, first of all, different lights. Second, different cosmetics. Third, you might look different. Sometimes he's not sleeping at night. Sometimes he's sleeping. Makeup could be different. Time goes. This was recorded in 2022 and now it's 2025. So I don't trust those like images. If you have like some say, oh, he has double chin. I can shave a little more, do like this. Someone pictures me and I'll have triple chin. And here I don't have it at all. Like,
this is the speech in which he announced he was invading Ukraine. And the real Putin, he kind of coughs and clears his throat a lot. He also frequently will grip the table to stop his hand from shaking. And I don't know who this guy is. This guy did not have the same body language as the real Putin. And
I don't know how you can find the man who speaks exactly like Putin, looks exactly like Putin, and call him a double. Okay, it's impossible. There were no cases in history. Maybe someone watched too much Fantomas movies.
And this guy genuinely seemed excited to meet Trump and to visit America.
Yeah, because it was his goal to visit America, to show that he's like at the same level of Trump or even more. Like to humiliate the Trump even with his own visit. It doesn't mean that he's excited to visit America. He's excited to mock Donald Trump. What it has to do with America?
The real Putin has been to the United States numerous times.
But never like this with official, like there was the case, but it was a long time ago. Even before the war against Ukraine has started in 2014, there was the official visit of Putin. I think it was visit with George Bush, like this one, yeah? Official with the red carpet. Before, next they met, but not that official. That's why Putin is happy, because he is mocking Donald Trump with his visit. And later on, Donald Trump, humiliated. At the press conference, it was understandable that Trump is really disappointed.
Meeting with Obama, meeting with George Bush, attending G8 summits and UN General Assemblies.
Yeah, but official visit was with George Bush the last time. Those were the summits and you know those things. But official Russian president visit was with George Bush the last time.
But this guy, the body double, has never met Trump and has never been allowed probably to leave the country until now.
I don't know how to comment that, guys. Because Jake Bro, he's really like supporting Ukraine. He's really, with all of those fundraisers. But then he tells this bullshit. It reduces the general credibility. Okay, I just, maybe it's the last video where I'm gonna mention Jake, bro. I don't want to, like, okay, I'll put my words with me, okay? I don't want to comment that. But I will do my own job. Yeah, I criticize him now because I don't like it.
This was also a giveaway when I saw the Putin double from this angle. One of the Putin versions has a very weak chin anytime he opens his mouth.
Depends on the camera, lights, angles. Depends on everything. Here is little fluffy, because there was not enough handling, not enough makeup. Here, different lights. You see, the proper light gives the shadow on the chin. So here is the same person.
So when Putin visited Mariupol, this was a photo op to say the city is doing great when the city has been destroyed. The Putin in that video was not the real Putin, because the real Putin is
Even if you check out the ears, they're the same. Check out the ear. This and this, they're the same.
paranoid about being assassinated.
Why you
So the real
point,
Putin has a much defined chin, I guess, whereas
chin is not the way how, like, he just did like this. I also have this thing. So maybe he was speaking, someone took the photo by the time he was speaking, and here you go with the chin. Skin gets like this. He was, and you take this photo. Okay, different. Like, I'm different. So it's not the evidence.
I think this is the body double that came to Alaska.
Well, at least he
Anytime
says
he
here,
opens
I
his
think.
mouth, his chin basically just vanishes. There's another Putin with a stronger jawline. In addition, their hair is also slightly different. But this is the real Putin, the guy sitting in the gold chair in the Kremlin, dictating to his servants. And this is the guy that Trump got to spend 3.5 hours with.
How can you possibly, like, it is the same person. You cannot find those identical persons. Jake dedicates how many minutes of the video?
Germaphobe. He still, in the year 2025, makes people go through COVID-19 isolation procedures.
In 2025? Really? Putin to remain business standard. What's this media? Bah, some of the advertisements. I don't have the ad blocker. But judging on their website, it's not the media which should we trust. Kremlin has had a regime in place where it was published. When? Sorry. Such horrible website. Oh, the news are old here. 2021. I'm not sure about 2025. Oh, maybe for some people he does it, but I don't think so. So where is this information? Oh, try to find. Kremlin says Trump sent Putin to COVID tests. It is old. 2020, 2021. Well, I tried to find, but I'm not sure whether he is whether he's doing those measures right now. I don't think so.
Procedures before they're allowed to get within 3 feet of him. When Putin meets with his own ministers, they sit 30 feet away. Putin comes in a separate door than the
Yeah, it could be for security measures, could be, but I'm not sure. I see Belousov, so this photo is fresh because Belousov, but Belousov could be not a defense minister because he was also important before. Whether then it was taken, this image was taken.
people who serve him, because he doesn't allow anyone to get within knifing distance of his back. This is his central bank chief. This is his defense minister.
I think, maybe like that, but it also depends on security measures. Like there are different, I think, codes for them. If they want to approach closer, they should be searched more detailed, with security. More search, and they can speak. If no search or limited, like no search, they may stay far away. Maybe like that.
And this is how he conducts meetings.
Maybe.
Because he's so paranoid about being assassinated. So the fake Putins, they're the ones that go on these stupid dictator public...
Yeah, all of the workers there, all of the people, they're actors. Oh shit, I accidentally closed it.
And this is how he conducts meetings.
All of those people are actors. It is already understandable. But it doesn't mean that Putin has doubles.
Touring in an omega-3 supplement factory. In addition, while the fake Putin was in Alaska, he drove to a local cemetery. This was during...
I don't like that Jake says fake Putin, like he states here. Fake Putin. Allegedly fake. Allegedly. If you think like this, say that I think like this.
World War II, Soviet pilots lost their life while shipping stuff under the Lend-Lease Act between Alaska and the Far East. So Putin wanted to attend one of the grave sites of these Soviet pilots who were buried in Alaska. But do you really think the real Putin would risk his life to go to a cemetery in Alaska to lay flowers at the grave of a World War II pilot?
So what's the problem? I mean, there's security everywhere there is. And it was organized by American side, so they took care about security measures.
He's fighting a war in which Ukrainian intelligence is trying to assassinate him. So I don't know who this guy was, but he's...
I would put under the question whether Ukrainian intelligence tries to do it. I don't think so.
He's not the real Putin, and I kind of think Trump knows it. I kind of think Trump knows that the real Putin didn't get off the plane, and rather than be embarrassed, rather than making a big deal, Trump is just going to lie and say everything was great. Trump is saying this meeting was a 10 out of 10, could not be any more productive. So the White House confirmed that Trump's one-on-one with Putin wasn't going to happen. Instead, it was going to be a 3-on-3 with Witkoff and Rubio, and then Lavrov and one other Russian with the body double. The reason why the body double was not allowed to be alone with Trump is because Lavrov was in charge. Lavrov, this is Putin's actual trusted advisor, was the real power. He was the one actually talking to and coming to agreements with Trump. The body double was just there in the meeting talking gibberish. I'm sure he's a amicable guy who wants to engage in small talk and he probably has a pretty good life being Putin's body double. But as far as making decisions or coming to agreements, I'm sure the body double in this meeting was deferring to Lavrov every single time, and Trump could tell. Trump could pick up on it that Putin wasn't actually saying anything that made sense.
I don't like this video. I want to be honest, guys, with you. If you like Jig Bro, like him. I also like him in many of the occasions. Then he tells like good information. Sometimes I watch him. But this particular video is absolute craziness because it devaluates this what had happened in this meeting. Like he's focused on the body double, some conspiracy theory which has nothing to do with the reality. By the time we should be focused on completely different topic, not conspiracy bullshit, but the things which happened at the meeting. I'm disappointed.
Not offering any real deals and wasn't capable of negotiating anything. And this isn't the first time that Trump has been fooled by the Russians. This clip is incredible. This clip is from 1988, and a Gorbachev impersonator came to New York City, and they were able to convince Donald Trump that this was the real Gorbachev. So Donald Trump came rushing downstairs to meet him, excited that the Soviet premier wanted to meet Donald Trump.
He's just come down very briefly. We were on our way. He wanted a couple of minutes.
I like your tie.
Right color. I hope we didn't disturb your schedule.
No, it was beautiful, and I heard, and I couldn't have been happier. Very good. I couldn't have been happier. Good luck with everything.
Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you.
Maybe it was like a show for people.
Thank you. I'm very glad.
In the event Donald Trump is watching this video, once again, that was not the real Gorbachev. That was an impersonator. You were fooled again. So here we are. This is what Trump is saying, trying to spin this summit as a huge success, a great and very successful day.
Okay, I understand about Jake's bro opinion. You may come out with your own conclusions, but crazy conspiracy theories without any proof will stay crazy conspiracy theories. I don't have any other comments about it. What do you think about it, guys? Zelensky is an alliance guy now, yeah. What evidence do you want Putin to tell you himself? Could be Putin tell us ourselves. Could be real evidence that the guy looks really different, because so far no any evidence of differences were presented. Like if you state something crazy, really outstandingly crazy, you should have proofs. Then the Denys and Jake podcast. Probably never. The point of a look alike is that they don't look different, though. You cannot find like identical people. It's impossible. Those could be twins. That's it. The way they speak, the way they... And even twins, they have some minor differences. And saying that it was double, it's like it's... the cancellation of, I would say, the importance of what happened there. And the importance is nothing happened. Denys, are you even going to do big fundraisers? No. Small fundraisers once in maybe 2-3 months for your Finnish friends. That's it. For the big fundraisers, no. I share fundraisers which Jake does on his channel. I sometimes speak about those in my videos. How many body doubles? Here we go. Denys. Hi, hey, this is that. I think Putin is alien from Uranus. Uranus, yeah. Uranus. I think I saw a short video about it. I'm not sure. In recommendation. Why in recommendation? Yeah, it's here. Where is sound?
If your anus was this big, it would be a black hole. That's right. Our new shirt displays Uranus's Schwarzschild radius in actual size. If Uranus, or anything with its mass, was compressed into a non-rotating ball that was just this wide, the gravitational force at its surface would be so strong, not even light could escape.
You got it. This is the start of the video is hilarious.
If your anus was this big, it would be a black hole.
It's the planet. Uranus. Oh my god. Vsauce, yeah, nice channel. What's Osmagold is saying about this one? Osmagold, Trump supporter.
Mr. Beast is genuinely one of the most evil people alive today. I mean that. So Mr. Beast is getting a bunch of hate. Now, why is Mr. Beast evil? What is the reason? How? Be specific. Nobody's saying the reason why. People who say incredibly hyperbolic shit like this and offer zero reasoning or explanation or low IQ, I will explain it because other people refuse to. The reason why they think he's evil is because he is using funds to help black people in Africa who he thinks are not deserving of that help. He thinks that the money will go to waste and it will accomplish no end goal. Bad take? You want to scroll down? I'm going to facilitate the birth of tens of thousands of people who will eventually starve to death. Why don't these people donate their millions into their own communities? Africa before Mr. Beast, Africa after. This has 1.2 thousand likes. An African tribe's first encounter with Sprite. Let's go ahead and look at the comments to this one, huh?
Let's not.
The post is true, though. Africa's gotten over $1 trillion in aid, and it's still the same. You're proving my point. They don't want to say it because the Overton window hasn't shifted enough. 183,000 likes.
I don't know. I don't know about it. But, yeah, I understand that Africa is like a black hole for the nations. There are so many charity organizations and thousands of billions of dollars are spent for money laundering, yeah, through those organizations. It's 100%. But it's also in general reduces liability of the funds which are working okay. I don't know. They never mention the matter would decompress a specific size the mass would allow. You mean Uranus? Yeah.
Mr. Beast is genuinely one of the...
By the way, Mr. Beast is launching his Kick streams. I wonder if I can go to Kick here. I think I can. Kick is just paying a lot to streamers.
That's another 30 quid.
Where's the tissue?
I think they use this platform, you know, to promote gambling. Like Kick is okay with gambling, so yeah. But it could be like the biggest streaming platform soon because they attract so much attention. And this is.
Oh my gosh!
He stuck around.
They even paid Mr. Beast for streams on the platform. SQC. And those are millionaires. Close to billionaires. So just imagine how much money they received from Kick platform to stream there. It's crazy. If Mr. Beast does it and he spent like his precious time because he works at many projects simultaneously, just imagine how much they paid. And yeah, it was like the fundraise for water, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think Mr. Beast would do it for free. Something tells me. Who is the biggest streamer here to check out? Ice Poseidon. This content for mature viewers. I cannot show it on YouTube. Maybe.
Into
Texas scavenger hunt. First to scan. Maybe police videos.
Yeah, bottom shelf job.
Oh.
They're just driving. IRL streams. That's it. Maybe I also should do this stuff outside sometime.
Oh, he's so cute.
And here is some sort of the gambling, right?
The other team wins.
That
This in the past.
That is how this platform gets the most of the money from addicted people. I don't really like Kick at this stage, but we'll see how it evolves. I have my account there.
I got your message. Yes, I can.
I have my account and I streamed, I think, a couple of times. We'll see. We'll see. For now, I want to concentrate on YouTube and Twitch. Dennis, do you ever stream for games? Yeah. You may check out the streams on YouTube and you'll see some of the games. Glory, thank you, Red Valley. Kick has ties to Saudi Arabia. Really? Really? Are you sure? Kick is founded by Saudi Arabia and online casinos. This is why they have 100 million for SQC. Yeah? Inshallah. Or no money comes from people with money. But there is no more information, yeah? Big streamers might be taking money from Saudi Arabia without disclosing it.
And they are paying some influencers hundreds of thousands of dollars to make, I don't want to call it propaganda, but positive videos about the country. And I'm not giving a political take on this. I'm not telling you, oh, they don't deserve it, or they're screwing people, or they're bad, or don't follow these people, or whatever. But we've seen this. We've seen more and more influencers doing events and things in Saudi Arabia because they are being paid to do so. Now, they're probably not disclosing it, and I don't know the laws on that. So I'm not going to make a comment on
right.
if they're supposed to or not, because I don't know.
You're right. We can do it with ChatGPT and just switch like this. Just a moment. Platform. We have new version 5, by the way. Yeah. Launched late 20, so it's kind of new, yeah. Corporate owner, Kick operated by Kick Streaming Ltd, owned by Egasio Entertainment. By 1/3 by Auschwood Holding. Kick raised approximately 6 million in funding. Yeah, just 6 million. Founded by Saudi Arabia. No evidence supports this claim. No, Kick is not founded by Saudi Arabia. The platform is backed by private venture capital and owned by individuals tied to stake.com. So basically gambling. But there is no indication of Saudi government or institutional backing. If you'd like, I can dig deeper. It will not help. So it cannot find the evidence. I like watching Tim Pool cry, then pushed about taking Russian money. Oh, yeah. ChatGPT, your personal friendly AI that lets you down, never lets you down, never lets you down. Yeah, I think Grok is more friendly, like it's more sexy. We can ask the same question in Grok, by the way. Grok. Bah, the site is not reached. Why? Just a moment. Here we go, Grok. It will give more information. No, it gives. Where is the structure? Yes or no? No. That's the short one. So it's not been founded. The biggest streamer in Kick is Saudi. Oh, I see. Who is the biggest streamer? Do they have the rating here? I just wonder. If you go bros. What's the online usual? Oh, Casino. Are they watching Casino? So many people? Games.
الدقه مع الشاشه وتلعبون.
I think it's Arabic, yeah.
لو بدق لي بشرى
فل والله تجنن. نايس.
حلوه.
استنى طب هذا صوت.
And this is casino.
تايمر طب بعد التايمر.
No, this is game. This is casino.
راسه بطاقيه.
So some games, some casino. I think he makes millions, really, from advertisement of casino. And from what I understood, they pay streamers with money. They put them on account to play the games, but sometimes those streamers, they may lose everything, even their own money, because they also get addicted. This is crazy. At least there is the story with the Russian streamer or Belarus streamer. What's his name? I tend to forget it. He's not that popular any longer, but he used to be. He streamed like gambling. Why people like this?
No, yo creo que no son haters. Yo creo que no, los haters.
That's the huge online, 30,000.
Gastando plata porque
It's
no, gente.
GTA. Box. You can stream box on Kick without copyright strikes.
Eso. Está demasiado, ¿no? Eso ya es pedir mucho.
Oh, yeah, I want to check it as well.
Eso ya es pedir demasiado. Oye, pero hay un programa.
Like there is the program which gives lets people to write something. I want to check it also.
Unar a ¿no? El único problema.
Está durmiendo.
Está durmiendo.
Interesting. So huge online, like so many views. Maybe it's not online, or it's online. The guy is online, the chat executive.
Los primeros días.
In
y ya
Spanish.
luego, como veían que siempre mitigaba, como que ya.
That's crazy. Do we have SQC here? SQC. But no. Okay. But he's streaming here. Maybe he has different nickname. Fortnite. Sometimes 6 watching, 2 watching. Like this guy has.
That's the instrument that Martin Gore uses in Everything Counts.
This guy has this setting, you see. Oh my god. And he has one viewer over here, just one. And just look at this setting for one view. Probably it's me watching, you see. XQC. I see. Yeah. I'll find it. This is crazy. Like this, everything of that, this, like, what is happening on the screen, even. And just one viewer. Maybe people get little seizures then watching this guy. Too much happening. too much stuff. Like, what is here? Some gaming machine, 2 of them, 3 people on the top, mic, poster, tower records, number plate, like some girl, some words, shirt, again, machine, real one. Shit, everything is This is chaos. He should cut like the picture like something like this. Mushrooms. This is crazy. So much information. This is too much. Of course, this is too much. Who is this? Oh no, it was just a screenshot. I thought it was a man or transgender. XQC, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Almost 1 million followers here. Also stream with Mr. Beast. And yeah, again gambling, yeah. I just wonder how it happens. Am I...
The supermoon will be here soon, and that will save us.
So the game,
Semi-auto.
and sometimes they gamble, yeah. I don't like gambling. I never gamble. Like, maybe then I was a schoolboy. We had those kind of the machines installed in the shops, and sometimes you throw the coin and you have more coins or less coins or no coins. But later on, the government forbidden everything of that. Forbidden. I don't know this form of verb. Hi, fast guy. Me neither. Yeah, I think it's like sickness. Casino always wins. I would never gamble. Especially streaming this shit. I don't know. Not for me. And I wonder why XQC does it. Like, he has so much money. Why are you doing this? You want more and more. Is it also the sickness? Should be illegal to encourage gambling on streaming platforms. Yeah, I think so. They make money, but they make money from people struggling with this addiction. So it's not good. There are some fun poker games, but slots is stupid. SQC has a gambling problem in real life. He has accounts at every major casino in the union. Fuck. Oh, now that I understand why he plays it. Because he needs more money for the casino, you know? To gamble more and more and more. If he has this sickness, yeah, now I understand why he doesn't. If he has his own personal problem with this. Kik is largely owned by Stake, which is gambling site. Yeah. So the whole point of Kik is to promote gambling. I agree, yeah. And they want, like, cooperating with streamers like Osman Goat, like Mr. Beast, they attract more people into the platform for people to chase their beloved streamers or content creators. Like Mr. Beast is not even a streamer, right? So they follow the guy, popular one, they subscribe for the platform, and they have the other shit in recommendations here connected to gambling. And that is how they attract more young generation, because yeah, Mr. Beast is more popular in the young generation audience, and they all hooked to the platform, to gambling later on, and they will waste more money in this gambling owner stake.com, yeah, which owns this thing. So it's the long-term strategy, and they are willing to pay for it. That's why Osman Gold says I think there was the video. I just want to find it out. Oh, it's Osman Gold, sorry.
So Illuminati was actually talking about going to Kick, and talked about Kick a little bit, and I was going to comment on this and go through it.
All right, look, we had a lot of conversations with them.
With Kick, he's talking about Kick.
They're not trying to compete. They're not trying to do nothing right now, y'all. I'm being honest with y'all. If you somebody who was planning on doing anything with them, bro, if you somebody big, they not trying to really do what they did in the past, like giving deals or nothing.
Yeah.
They want people to come over there and like stream 100 hours or something. I don't know.
What the hell is Twitch doing?
Oh, so yeah, I think here, yeah, it's the stream from SQC. So Osman Gold revenue per month from Kick is nearly $300,000. And for the Twitch he shows, yeah.
In mind, this number right here, this number is at the baseline Kick partner incentive program.
So the baseline, yeah. So it's the lowest possible proposal from Kick to those kind of the big streamers.
This number would be doubled if I was streaming only on Kick.
Is that true?
And Twitch on the background, I think it shows 31,000 revenue per month. Just to mention, yeah, this number, yeah, 300,000 per month. That's crazy, really crazy. And they just pay those money because they want to attract more people. But it's like not, yeah, they pay those, but it's not like the long-term alternate, I think, because, or the long-term contract, I think 1 year maximum. After 1 year, they finish. I think so. I think it's also like, I'd better stick with YouTube, and for the Kick, I don't know.
What's up? Need to understand two factors. First,
What the hell is Twitch doing? It's what they're not doing. And also, I want to keep in mind this number right here. This number is
where it is.
At the baseline Kick partner incentive.
Yeah, so 31,000 on Twitch from subscriptions, from ad pays, and this number is 10 times more. Almost 10 times more. That's why streamers and popular people are going for Kick. But he has tons of money, so he can afford to feed his addiction. But his viewers do not. Yeah, I understand. I understand. This is certainly the great place. Love history. I have never seen a Mr. Beast video, only seen stories about his scams. Like it's, he came to Kick, yeah? What the hell happened? He came to Kick with the streams. It was 24-hour stream.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my very first Kick stream.
A few moments later.
I understand it. 24 hours streaming is crazy. Some sort of the new challenge. He could film the video about it. He came there for, as he tells, the good cause. Yeah, maybe it's definitely good to collect funds for, I know, water, whatsoever. But the outcome for the kick is to attract more people to the platform, to hook them for gambling, and so actually this is evil if we speak about this perspective, right? The only Mr. Beast video I have seen was the pilot one watched with... Oh, I see a blue thing. Thank you. Actually, he's kind of popular YouTuber. He confessed on a stream that he wastes millions of dollars for his security because he's been recognized many of the times. Even me, like, I don't have even million subscribers on my Ukrainian channel, but even I am recognized by people. There are so many occasions. And just the day before yesterday, I was recognized by one guy. Actually, I'm editing the video now. I'm gonna show you. I'll publish it. One more vlog which I filmed. So gonna publish it today here on this channel. I don't know why, but it's like a psychotherapy for me, filming vlogs and also streams, by the way. And this channel in general is my favorite because I may tell what I think. Like, I don't have specific topic, I don't have anything, so it's like friends speaking with friends, yeah. Yeah, so I'm editing it, so it's gonna be... I put already the Insta360 camera. I tested it with a mic, wireless mic. And we have the view from the car. We have the window, me talking. Shirt. I went to the local mall and I met my subscriber. Here I told about subscriber whom I met in the mall. And there was the night time, yeah, initially. And I found the frog. Then it was brighter and the scenery is fantastic. So I went to the lake not far away and I flown drone as well. Tractor. I'll see. This is the drone. Australian hat. Aussie, this is the hat is definitely made in Australia. This is barman hat, made in Australia. It has Australian labels. barmanhats.com.au. Hi from greetings. This is the hat. It's I like it. It looks like a little worn. I'll show you with this big camera. Here we go. I like it so much. Reminds me Indiana Jones movies. And I think it fits me in a way. I don't know. I just like it. I love it. Nice hat. Then, but sometimes it goes like this. And you may not mention that, and you go like this, but it should be like this. Oh. It's good, yeah. I like it. Should be, I think, like this. Something like this. Can I put my earphones? No. Yeah, just like this hat. I don't know why, but I bought it. Nice one. You just need a swing now for your camping videos. Yeah. You have to tilt to one side like a torch. Yeah. So it's gonna be like this kind of video. I like this hat. I think it's okay. Should be, and it's not like cowboy hat in like in the United States of America. After all, this is much smaller, so you don't feel really it's on your head. I think it's smart one. Unlike American big, really huge cowboy hats. This one you can wear like in your normal life, I think. I like hats now because I'm mostly bald. I'm also getting bald. Like, especially here from the sides, it's almost like touching my, like here and here, you can see. I'm losing my hair. I think I started to lose it maybe like actively 5 years ago. Maybe 7. I was thinking even to go to Istanbul for the hair transplant, but maybe I'll leave it for future. Like I can transplant here in the front, yeah, but it will continue to get bolder from this side, and after all, it's gonna be strange looking. You know, hair transplant.
This is how not to get a hair transplant and why it's so important to do your research first. Today I present to you a 28-year-old patient of mine that had a hair transplant 2 years ago. Donor area completely obliterated and scarred on that posterior side. Just terrible overharvesting. And right here, I'm going to demonstrate why it is so important to separate and look at your grafts under a microscope. Never mind the absolutely wrong placement of the hairline. As you can see, that hairline looks like doll's hair. Just
People, there are 2 lines. Just pick.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. The problem with the hair transplant that you need to waste lots of the time for it to cure.
Cassidy, drop the bombastic.
Like this. 2 weeks. And still like later on. Like you half a year you'll be like this. Yeah? Or no, 6 weeks. Weeks, no. 6 weeks is 1.5 months. So yeah, 3 months. Something like, and still visible, yeah? So maybe like, yeah, I think for the full recovery, it's half a year. This is how it's done. There. Oh my God, what happened, this guy? Well, I think it's worth it after all. For this guy, it was fantastic. But you can see the very straight line, so for sure it's the hair transplant. They should do like those kind of the curves here. Like standard normal boldening, which men have. I think I can put it like this, yeah? And to be more or less with hair. Like this. Oh. You have to tilt one side up like slouch hat. Oh, I see. All this style. I wonder how to fix one side in this case. how to mount. I wonder if the situation is... have to get a haircut every week or end looking like a Wookiee. Oh, man. Yeah, that's really the hair. But sometimes those transplants may go wrong. I think like people say that it's better to have the hair transplant in the country you live, in United States, or maybe in United Kingdom if you live there. But I think Turkish doctors, they did so many transplants that they're the most capable transplanters, transplant doctors in the world, because they have practice constantly. And it's cheaper after all, even with aircraft, plane ticket, hotel, it's cheaper compared to, I think, everywhere. I'd get my hair transplanted myself, but being ginger, I'm already tired of people telling me I should get a haircut. I have so much of it already. I have no idea where else I could put it. Oh, I see. Hi, Totally Insane. Nice to meet you. Did you know, guys? Did you know that there was the drunk pilot of Southwest Airlines caught recently? I got it in my recommendation. Like this one. We're gonna watch it a little later. I just need to go. Stand by, okay? I'll be right back in very soon. Just a moment. Here we go. I hope you're still here. Yeah, I want to actually film the video about it, about this case, on my aviation channel. because it's important. Like, it's the first time I see this kind of the video. On patrol crime cam. All right, it's gonna be interesting.
Hawaii. We're gonna go the other way.
I think it's the full version of the cam.
On January 15th, 2025, a Southwest Airlines pilot preparing to fly over 140 passengers from Savannah to Chicago was pulled from the cockpit after witnesses reported bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and the strong smell of alcohol.
Hello.
I'm so surprised that police does it like this. Interesting.
Morning.
Like the car stop, you know. And it's the shame for the airline as well.
Good morning.
Boeing 737, exactly the same which I was flying before. They were already preparing for the flight, then ramp agent called them out because police is there.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, this is the guy.
Morning. Hawaii. You doing okay? Yeah, fine. When was the last time you had something to drink? Last night.
Last night. When I was flying, I was not drinking at all. Like now, I don't drink at all as well. The last time I actually drank alcohol was on a stream, New Year stream. I don't want to be called by those guys, but yeah, it's like I think it's like gambling, yeah, addiction to alcohol.
About how many hours ago? Like 10 hours ago, at least.
10 hours ago, before the flight? How much did he drink? 10 hours. 10 hours is the short term. Like in our regulations, like at least in Ukrainian regulations, no alcohol should be consumed 12 hours before the flight. Like no zero dosage like should be taken. Like if you take any sort of the dosage before the flight within 12 hours, it's already like the huge violation. Any sort, like half a beer, half a bottle, whatsoever, glass of wine, doesn't matter. 12 hours is no alcohol at all. And before that, if you drank a lot, of course, it's also not acceptable.
How many drinks did you have?
How many drinks did you have?
A few beers, sir.
Few beers, 10 hours before the flight.
Define a few beers.
Define the few beers.
Yes. Define a few beers. Like 3. Okay.
3 beers. 1.5 liters or what? Well, it depends on beers. Like there are different standards, 330 milliliters or half a liter. Like in Ukraine, it would sound like 1.5 liter. That's too much.
Yeah.
It also depends on percentage of the alcohol in the beer, but usually it's as average 4.6, something like this.
What'd you drink? Light beer. Miller Lite. Miller Lite? Yeah. Anything else? Nope. Okay.
Gallons. Gallons, yeah.
Who are you with? My FO.
My FO. Like, I wouldn't say that he's too drunk, but something is wrong with the guy.
Yeah. Would you be willing to provide field sobriety with me right now? No. Why not? There's no need.
Okay. Cops, this is full sobriety test. Sobriety, or how it's called. I think it's the feature of the United States only. In any other countries, like also in Ukraine, we have the breathalyzers. Yeah, they show the percentage of or promilles. So, yeah, It's kind of the strange thing, sobriety test and something. So if you pass it, you're good to go. If you haven't passed it, or if you do not pass it, you have like the option to pass the blood test. And if it shows no alcohol, it is okay. Like sobriety test cancels. But here, I think he refused to pass the blood test. Is he calling the FO out? I think they will speak with first officer too. And I think it was a big mistake from first officer not to report him about the case, because he also can be under investigation now.
I can smell an odor consistent with an alcoholic beverage.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
These.
What is that?
Rose.
Do you have any fresh ones that haven't been in your mouth?
Yeah. Right in my...
And what are those? I don't understand. What did he put from?
These.
Well, I can smell an odor consistent with
And police officer says that he can smell it, but
an alcoholic beverage.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
These.
What is that?
Rose.
What? Rose. Roads? I don't know. The show used to always get told by Americans that means drugs. No. Those are, he shows he's doing something, no? It's nicotine salt patches. Can they smell like alcohol? Oral nicotine. This guy is fucked in any sort of the mean. Not clue what he said.
These.
What is that?
Rose.
Rose. Rose.
Do you have any fresh ones that haven't been in your mouth?
Yeah. Right in my bag.
Okay.
Do you have the fresh ones that haven't been in your mouth? Just to check. Zine. Zine is what? You mean nicotine. Can you use it? Maybe he's a smoker and nicotiner. Gee, this guy's just...
I can smell it.
I can smell it, he says. Booze guy. What did he... yeah, it's nicotine, says. Or what? They smell it just to make sure that it doesn't smell like alcohol.
Or just nicotine.
Yeah, he says just nicotine.
Smells mini.
Smells minty, yeah? I haven't seen this video. Like, I showed some of the cuts from it, but the full video I'm watching with you. Nicotina, yeah. He's concerned. I can see it in his eyes.
My issue is I don't have a PBT. And like obviously it's a fully booked flight.
We know, so what does that mean? 8 hours separation from the last train. So you have that, you have a couple of 3 minutes. So we already have a report that says that you possibly might be some degree.
It's bad there is the jet, like APU working, and this guy has hard time understanding what he's speaking as well as we are.
Someone detected the smell of alcohol.
Someone detected, like, there was the complaint about his smell, his general behavior, slur words or something, so yeah.
And then they reported the guys. Who would have done that? I'm just not you.
So he say, who complained? Who? He say, no, I can.
I understand. We got the call. I can sense, or I can have I have a smell of a.
And he can smell it. So the complaint was from TSA, so airport security.
Adult beverage coming out for you. I don't know.
Then you go to the airport like a passenger, also crew members. You have to pass your belongings, metal things and this stuff. So he's fucked. Yeah, indeed, he's fucked completely.
If it's coming out your mouth or your skin, if it's coming out the port, I get it.
And you're in a close proximity to other people there, and TSA agents, of course, they smell alcohol, booze, and they report it.
But we got to do our thing, so.
Yeah, we also have drug tests sometimes, team. I remember the story. Then I was flying in Indonesia, and I had the drug test. Police came they tested all of the crew, like entirely. They took us out from the airplane. Police was everywhere. There were not journalists, but witnesses with the cameras, like big cameras. They were all pointing at us, and I was like given the small jar. I was escorted to toilet to pee, and then they waited for 5 minutes, and then there was the camera pointed at the jar full of my urine. It's so crazy, and there's so many people around, police and everyone, and I thought that something is really like, maybe it's set up, maybe it's the trap or something, they will accuse me of taking drugs, then I didn't. So they opened the special paper, like the tape, untaped my urine jar, and it shows immediately the indication whether I took drugs or not, and it said okay, no drugs were taken. But it was scary for me. It's the first encounter. Not even like this. There was police, more people with the cameras. I was really scared, honestly, because I'm in a other country, Indonesia, and I think they have death sentence for drugs or something. So I thought maybe it's the setup, I'm the guy, foreign guy, and they want to make some big news, I don't know, about something, and it was scary. Luckily, everything went fine, and is now bigger than me. Yeah. In Canada, we use breathalyzers. Yeah, in Ukraine too.
Do I see him?
Do I seem like drunk?
Would you do field sobriety?
Agree on sobriety test?
Sure.
Sure. Before he refused, now he agrees.
Do you have a jacket or something? Because it's kind of cold outside.
It's cold outside. You really?
Oh, sure, we can do it right here.
Right in the gate. We'll see how it's down.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen sobriety test.
I'm gonna do the eyes first. Just watch it, because obviously I know you're not certified, so I have to do it, but just watch for clues and stuff. So,
Okay.
Because if not this.
Those policemen are kind of, they look professional. I think United States, it has the problems with some of the incompetent police officers who act like a gang, The system is fucked up, I think, with American police in general. So it's kind of rare to see competent policemen on those kind of the videos. American sobriety tests are hard to pass on a good day. Yeah, but you have the option to go, if you agree, you can go to the hospital, and that is what they proposed here, I think. If you want to cancel this test results, you can go to the hospital, pass the blood test, and that's it. Refusing sobriety test was treated as the fail and admission of guilt. That's how it should be done, I think. I work in a gold mine, and you got tested drug and alcohol before every shift. Wow. I think it should be done for pilots as well.
Be a brand new uncharted territory.
I talked to the first officer also.
Yeah.
I was trying to.
You guys want to talk to the flight attendants? They were there too.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll go ahead and do one separate. Do you have
I have lots to say about this case. Actually, it's a good thing, also you told, because, even in the gold mine, you're tested, but, taking responsibility for so many passengers, you're not. And I liked, actually, approach from the Soviet Union in this case. Before each flight, pilots go for med check, like blood pressure test, and doctor speaks to you. So every flight it's like that. You go to nurse, she tests your how do you feel, blah blah blah. So I think it's a good approach actually, and the nurse might tell whether the guy is drunk or not. So it should be like, I think that's one of those rare practices of the Soviet Union which could be adopted. Because after all, we carry lots of the responsibilities, like passengers and everything. Also, she might tell whether a person is sane, like she could tell like how the person feels and everything.
any dick time?
She or he.
Yeah.
You do?
We do. I don't have my phone, but I think my watch is dead, but it's like in a few minutes.
Well, this can go quickly, but just come here real quick. Okay, so do you have any health issues? Anything? I'm sorry, you're a pilot, so you can't have any crazy health issues or any problems or anything.
So, interesting jacket. They have epaulets just on top. It reminds me my first big airline, Uter Ukraine, I used to work in. Actually originates from Russia. So we have stripes immediately on the jacket. Kind of interesting.
I noticed you wear contact or you got glasses.
I do.
Okay. So what I'm just going to ask you to do.
We just go away from the passengers.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so all I need you to do is the tip of my pen right here,
Yeah.
just a little white tip. I'm going to move it back and forth.
Yeah.
I need you to follow it with your eyes, your eyes only. You understand that?
Yeah.
You don't have any issues doing that for me? Okay. So just pay attention to the tip of this pen. Really quick, okay?
Oh God, he's moving his head. He shouldn't have moved his head. Now the last time was more or less fine. But actually it's not good from the beginning. And he checks, okay, I understand this test. He checks whether he can concentrate for the single spot for a long time, yeah, and whether he's not moving his eyes away. Hypnotize. What the fuck is this stupid test all about? Just breathalyzer? Yeah, actually, it's more valid. Like breathalyzer, you breathe and you have the result. But America has its own way. He smells like alcohol, that should be it. Yeah. Going up, going down.
Alright, for this next exercise, I know it's kind of difficult because it's kind of at an incline. But just on here on this most flat surface, I need you to take a series of heel-toe steps. I'm going to explain it to you. What you're going to do is you're going to put your left foot or your right foot, whichever's more comfortable. I'm left-handed, so I'm using my right foot first. You're going to go heel-toe, and if you just take a step to the side really quick, you're just going to take a series of heel-toe steps and count out loud. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so just walk in the line.
5. And you do that until you get to 10. Make sure you count out loud. Make sure you go heel-toe. Don't look down. Don't put your arms out for balance.
No
Do you
problem.
have any issues with that?
No problem.
Okay.
I'll walk here so it gets well.
You can start right there. All right, you ready?
Yep.
You may begin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Keep turning and go the other way.
1.
Shaking. He's shaking. Like he's not too drunk, but still drunk. Like he's not lying on the floor or something.
Alright, if you step down this little
That should
platform.
give him a Rubik's
So this
Cube
next
to resolve,
test,
yeah.
It's called the one-legged stand.
One leg
So what
stand.
you're gonna do
Like
is
flamingo.
Whichever foot you prefer, whichever one you feel like you have a stronger balance with, you're just gonna, with your hands at your side,
Oh,
put your
crazy.
foot out in front of you like this, and you're gonna hold it, and just count out loud 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000.
What? 1 1,000, 3 1,000, 2 1,000? What?
Alright, here we begin.
1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000, 8 1,000, 9 1,000, 10 1,000, 11 1,000, 12 1,000.
I think he missed the count.
14 1,000, 15 1,000, 16 1,000.
Okay, you can stop.
What the fuck is happening?
Just do me a favor and
I would fail it. I would fail it. Maybe, yeah. There's the high chance.
Really quick, here's a mince bag. I just gotta go talk with them for a minute, okay? Yeah. I saw it, yeah, the nice diagnosis. I didn't really see it in the walk-in time, but I definitely saw the nice diagnosis. Hey, sir. What's going on? So, my name's Corporal Vest. I'm
No,
supervisor
first
at the
officer.
Airport Police Department.
First officer. He did a really stupid job not reporting, because if he was in the cockpit, if they smelled the booze, obviously he smelled it too. And now he didn't report it, so he could be investigated. Not because he drunk, he could not be drunk, but he put entire flight under danger, not reporting this case. That's actually, that job sucks, yeah, to be a pilot. Just imagine your colleague came. Actually, this is the question from the pilot's interview. I was asked on Emirates pilot's interview, what would you do if you feel alcohol smell from your captain who came to the flight? What are your actions? Like, will you say something? No? Is it okay? Like, maybe you don't know whether it's alcohol or not. So what are your actions? So, and there is one kind of the competent answer for that. And that's what this guy should have done. Do you have, guys, any ideas maybe? Because I know the answer, like the proper, more or less answer, which usually companies like to hear in an interview. So if you were the first officer, let's play it out. What would you do? Breathalyzer. Call my mom. I'm not joking. Come on. What would you do if you were like first officer? You came to the cockpit and your colleague, like even your friend, your mate, is drunk, or not drunk. You just think that you feel the smell. So no, like evidence that he's drunk, except you feel some smell, but you're not sure. Ask him if he has some more, and you can have it too. Come on, guys. What the hell? Ask if the captain if he would like to call in sick. Yeah, it's like the first thing, like, okay, pal, let's be honest. Like, we can solve it like in this way. You can call you can like say that you're sick and you're gonna deal with that, or as what they would like to hear in interviews and what is actually should be done is like, Captain, I feel the smell, like I'm honest with you, and we gonna go to the test all together with the crew. I'm going with you. Like one more option, you can decide yourself, okay? Because anyways, they all know. So something like this. So all, not just sending, like telling the captain, oh, you're drunk, I think you're drunk, do the test now. But it's like, I feel it, I think like that, I'm not okay flying right now in our crew, so I feel not secured. And please, can we do that test all together? Flight attendants, captain, all together, like, let's do it. Or you can choose the other option, like to leave, like seek leave, something like this. No way I'm flying next to him. Yeah, because it's your personal safety also. So it was the big mistake done for, or you can just simply, like, it's kind of rough, but it's better than to fly with drunk captain. Like saying you're drunk and reporting, it's still better than to fly with him.
So did you guys have a few drinks last night?
I met here. We had a drink, yeah.
Okay. So my problem is that right now, Sam, I'm talking to you. A few drinks last night?
I met here.
I don't hear what he says here.
What's going on? So my name's Corporal Best. I'm the supervisor right now with the Airport Police Department. So did you guys have a few drinks last night?
I met here. We had a drink, yeah.
Okay, he said he has a few drinks, and first officer understand that they have they spoke about it, from what I understood.
So my problem is that right now, Sam, I'm talking to you. I don't smell anything coming off of you. I can smell a very strong odor.
So then I speak to you. He says I don't smell anything, but then I speak to him. I feel very strong flavor.
Beverage coming off of him.
Beverage.
That's a huge issue, regardless in general, whether we were standing on the side of the road, the Toyota Camry was right next to you, but it's an even bigger issue, because there's what, probably 100 million...
There's not that many people, it doesn't matter, that's not the point, yeah.
But the issue is, I can detect it, and so, obviously, I don't know where you guys are based out of, where the hub is, but with the FSD that I just put him through, he did exhibit signs of impairment on top of the other officer as well. So I'm going to make a phone call to my supervisor, but there's a very strong possibility, or very strong probability, that he's going to be taken to Shotgun Detention Center.
So yeah, from what this APU is running, it's kind of noisy. So yeah, they're gonna call supervisor saying that there is the high probability for the guy to be really drunk, and yeah, that's it.
For the willful intent to operate an aircraft while intoxicated. So if you need to start making some roll calls, then just go ahead and start doing it, okay?
Now it's the most difficult thing for cops to tell the guy that they suspect him to be intoxicated.
Do we have any blood kits down the IHA still?
Oh, they have blood kits?
Blood kits?
Blood kits. To test the blood for alcohol immediately, yeah?
Okay. For blood draw?
I think they don't have it. It's kind of strange in the airport. Maybe they should have some doctor in the airport.
Not that I'm aware of. That usually I just do it on the side of the road, or they go back to the station for the toxicology. Okay, so you got problems caused.
And when I just talked to him, he immediately dropped his head as soon as I started talking. He's like, yeah, we went out for drinks. And I was like, okay, well, my issue is you smoke perfume, fine. You reeks. And I was like, and I put into FST, he's exhibiting strong signs. So I've already told him go ahead and start making the phone calls because
Yeah, I told the airlines too. But,
and it would be what DUI for the willful intent of operating an aircraft. Well,
yeah, because it's commercial. You can't
The sound is terrible.
have any impairment on a commercial aircraft. Like it's like CDLs. You know, they don't have a presumptive alcohol level. So.
All right, so do you have any personal belongings on the plane?
I do.
What do you have on there? Like just like your go bag and like a phone and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. So my issue is I'm trained in standardized field sobriety, and you've exhibited strong signs, and even after speaking with your first pilot, like the issue is, would you agree to a blood draw to test your blood alcohol content? No. Okay. Well, the issue is
So he doesn't.
you agree?
He doesn't agree on blood test. It tells a lot. If he was okay, he would agree on that. That's the problem. He buried himself. So for sure he was drunk. He was not drunk. He was like intoxicated. Maybe drunk.
The field sobriety, you exhibited the symptoms, and if you're refusing to a blood draw, that's DUI less safe for the willful intention to operate a commercial aircraft.
So they basically released from service. The guy released.
Seriously?
Yes, sir.
How did I fail? I did everything.
The signs that you exhibited during those 3 tests, I'm able to articulate based off those and the odor coming off of your person. It's very consistent with DUI.
Okay. Well. Yeah. So what do you want me to do?
So what's going to happen is if you don't agree to a blood draw, it'll be DUI less safe. You'll be booked into the Chatham County Detention Center, and we'll give you a phone call. You can more than likely, because it's Tuesday. It's a weekday. But that's the route that we're going to have to take, unfortunately. Okay.
Shit, this guy is
And
fucked.
if I did agree to a blood draw, then what?
I mean, that's just, it's a good part of the ongoing investigation, that it's like, I did my part, but it's like your blood is the non-negotiable, like that'll prove whether or not it is what it is.
So again, they themselves say that this full sobriety test is not decisive one because but blood test is non-negotiable. Like it's the real evidence. Go for it if you want to prove that you are not drunk.
It is. So.
But he refused.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
But obviously, I can't coax you in it. You have your right. You said no. So based off that alone, and based off the field sobriety that you...
Even if I gave you blood, then nothing would change.
Okay.
Nothing would change. Yeah, it would change if he was not drunk. Why would you not pass the blood test if you're not drunk? Yeah. Hi, Betsy. Good morning. Interesting personality. Have 2 people that couldn't and cannot enter Canada. Maybe I don't have the whole story. Huh?
Right.
That is your willful choice that you were willing to make, but based
I
off
agree
the
with you.
calls that we received stating that people down in TSA could smell what smelled like alcohol coming off of your breath, and they're not trained. I am trained in odor and alcohol impairment.
That's fine. I mean, nothing's going to change your mind. I didn't even talk to TSA today. I went to KCM.
It's operated by TSA.
Right. Okay. So, all right, I'll get my stuff, but whatever you gotta do.
Okay. My officer is gonna grab your stuff. If you don't mind, we're just gonna head up to the patrol car, so that way we don't have to do all in front of the public eye. As long as you just be cool, I'll be cool.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
but yeah, I'd like to. I can't grab my stuff myself.
yeah, if you would like to, we can do that.
Yeah.
That's the shame. That's the shame of the airline. And maybe for industry as itself, yeah. That still, like, the system is in lack of control. They control some minor, unimportant things, but pilots... Yeah, no. In no any case you should fly drunk. Like, it could be everything in your life, like stress and, divorces. I don't know, everything. Just take the day off and say, I will not fly. Then fly drunk. It should never ever happen like this. And this is the jail term, of course.
You can just do me a favor and get all the first officer's information.
And now they want first officer's information because he was there. He could be also as a witness in this case. Gotta hide the bottle.
Do you have any bottled water up here?
No, I can't. How do you feel about
Is it sparkling?
No, this is flat water. We have sparkling.
No, I wasn't afraid it was going to be sparkling.
No, we just were easier.
Oh. He took the beverage, nice.
And it's a little cold.
Nice. Police guy. I think he's really professional. Okay, they go. The end of career looks like this. The walk of shame. Oh, finally we have some... Oh, yeah, the police guy. So they're gonna detain the guy in the police car and maybe deliver to some police station for initial analysis, and then they're gonna release him. Something like this.
Now, really quickly, like I said, I'm gonna be cool with you. I know it's a shitty scenario. Do you have like a driver's license with you? Like, I know you have all your airport credentials and everything. So I just keep that just for documentational purposes. And
I think some of the Ukrainians also fly in Southwest Airlines. Some of our pilots.
And you mind just taking off the lanyard so I can just take a picture of your Southwest credentials too?
That's the shame, really. What the guy has on his phone, I wonder. What? Go... Savanian Ghost Pyron. Savanian Ghost Pyron. Is it some sort... Oh, that's the hockey club. Nice. Looks like it, yeah? Yeah.
I don't believe that they're going to allow you to keep all this at the jail. So we're just going to log it into our evidence here. So that way, once you get bailed out, you come back here, there'll be a property sheet and everything. So you'll have to come back out here. Then our evidence custodian will sign your luggage back out to you, okay?
I guess. How about my wallet?
You can keep that. And then do you have your phone as well?
Yeah.
Those, they'll let you keep those. Unfortunately, just because it's like big luggage and everything, they don't let people keep that anymore. So, unfortunately, this is the nitty-gritty part. I just have to read you the implied consent law in Georgia. Even though I know your license was out of a different state, you're just currently in Georgia. So the implied consent law for people over the age of 21 states that in the state of Georgia has conditioned people with the privilege to drive upon highways. You've already agreed that you did not want to participate in the blood draw. So because of that, I'm now going to detain you. Like I said, as long as you just continue to be cool with me, I'll be cool with you, okay? Yeah. So you just step over here really quick.
So because he doesn't want to give the blood test, he is going to be detained. Interesting. So for sure he was drunk. Why should you get yourself detained?
Stand by. Glasses? Yeah, you can keep this. Stand by. If you just want to put it up there with your ID and everything, it'll be all in a little baggie for you. So if you just stand face away from me. Okay, hang on, before you sit down. Just place your hands right back for me. Palms up. Just gonna wake up.
Standard procedure. Arrested and get the court date, yeah. I think he's been arrested but later on released and just waiting for the court. He's not in the prison, I think, now. Not in a cell, at least. They just speak with him in the police station and release him with some of the limitations. Maybe not to leave country or something, I don't know. How it is done in the USA usually. That's the worry he has what goes flying is called implied conduct.
The pilot was taken to Chatham County Jail and charged with DUI. What do you think?
He was taken to jail?
Should pilots be randomly tested before every flight, even if there's no suspicion?
Yes, it usually happens like that, but it happens rarely. Like, we got tested, but it happens not very often. You know how it's done usually? Well, in Ukraine you have the call before your flight, like 2 hours before the flight, then you're still home, like 2-3 hours. Then, okay, Denys, you will have the alcohol test. So they give you like the chance to stay home, but I think it's also like strange. Because it should be like abruptly, you know, you shouldn't know that there is the alcohol test. Otherwise, you just stay home and someone else flies. But in this case, I think the company management should understand that something is wrong with you, that probably you was drunk before the flight. In Ukraine, your punishment is to send on the front lines by drone. We don't fly in Ukraine anymore in commercials.
Your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video,
yeah, it's interesting. And what's about the news? Pilot drunk, arrested.
It is shocking, just released body cam video showing an airline pilot as he's pulled off a flight moments before takeoff. His arrest follows suspicions from witnesses that he allegedly reeked of booze. The pilot has now been fired from his job and his career has effectively come to an end. Les Trent has more.
1, 2, 3.
An airline pilot is taking a field sobriety test right outside his plane filled with passengers.
9.
The just-released video is raising fresh concerns about alcohol abuse among pilots. A TSA agent reported that 52-year-old Captain David Alsop's breath reeked of alcohol as he went through the security gate at Savannah Airport in Georgia.
TSA reporting a pilot could smell alcohol on his breath. The pilot is currently located on the plane at Gate 2.
Police ordered the Southwest Airlines pilot out of the cockpit minutes before takeoff for Chicago.
When was the last time you had something to drink?
Last night.
About how many hours ago?
Like 10 hours ago, at least.
He was given the field sobriety test right there on the jet bridge. Watch as he's told to follow an object with his eyes. Then walk heel to toe.
2, 3.
And then
that's humiliation, really.
And stand on one leg.
5,000.
He was stunned when cops told him he failed.
The signs that you exhibited during those 3 tests and the odor coming off of your person, it's very consistent with DUI.
He was placed in handcuffs, the humiliating end of a 19-year career as an airline pilot. Pilots always sound calm, even in tense situations, but their job does involve immense stress, and some succumb to alcoholism, drug abuse, and depression. Those who do might be reluctant to seek help out of fear that doing so could damage their careers. This United pilot told cops he hit his breaking point when the arm at the parking lot at Denver Airport wouldn't go up. He whacked it 23 times. As for Captain Alsop, he lost his pilot's license and his job with Southwest Airlines.
The guy with the hammer was something. Oh my God, where is it? This is crazy.
This United pilot told cops he hit his breaking point when the arm at the parking lot at Denver Airport wouldn't go up.
I want to go home. Let me out. Let me out. This is so funny. Oh. That stressful job they have. Yeah. Oh my God. By the way, about X, you know that we have to go through security as passengers as well. And once I got asked the question, do you have any knives or something? And I say, no, just an axe. An axe like this. And the security guy looked at me, you have an axe? I say, yeah, and I hope I will never use it, but I'll have it also in the cockpit. He looked at me like, what? You know, emergency axe. We have it in the cockpit. And there is definitely the emergency axe. It is located in the cockpit. So as for me, like those security checks for pilots, they're more like, it's like more, I don't know, for nothing. Because after all, they may take the small Swiss knife from you, but you have the axe in the cockpit. That's why for me it's like nonsense, those security checks. Well, maybe just to find out drugs and some sort of the, I don't know, for customs. I think it's more for customs, like if you carry like lots of the money in your bag or something, if you're a dealer, I think it's done for this thing. But for security and safety, like you're controlling the airplane, you can shut down the engines and airplane goes down like it happened with Air India. You don't need to have a knife to hijack the plane, really. And you have the axe, really. So from this perspective, from really security, I don't see the reason to search the crew. Some pilots don't go therapy in case it comes up. Yeah, because they're afraid. Like the guy said, like there are problems, like stressful job, and yeah. Well, Dennis, have fun with airport security. Yeah, it was funny. But never joke with Paris security, Charles de Gaulle. They are crazy. They may put you to the very, very detailed search if they don't like you. There's like, you can take my Swiss knife. An axe. Yeah. And I think there was the 7-4 gear video 3 weeks ago, like 8.4 million views. Delta pilot arrested 20 minutes before departure. Let's watch this one. So many views.
Here, this detective. You're watching a Delta pilot in uniform being arrested in Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport. It's about noon on a Tuesday, and before we get into why he got arrested and the entire interrogation process,
before I ask you any questions, you kind of just want to tell me kind of what's been going on.
We first need to talk about how all the alarm bells got sounded this Tuesday morning in July. Pilots inside the airport terminal environment typically interact with the airport police one time as they enter in the airport, and that is known as known crew member. We call it KCM, which is where we start. Here's the pilot going through KCM. He hands what I think is his driver's license, and then he scans his KCM barcode, which we usually keep right behind our badge. And then he has to show his badge to the TSA agent. What happens when you scan your barcode is on their screen it pops up your picture and then if you're approved or not. So let's say you're on a leave of absence from your airline. You don't have access to KCM anymore, so it will say unapproved. I know that because it happened. I did a training, and during that training, for some reason, I got categorized on a leave of absence, and I tried to go through, and they were like, "You're not approved. Is there something going on with your airline?" I was like, I don't think so. So I ended up calling my chief pilot, and he's like, "Oh crap," and they had to go fix it. But that's what happens. You have to be approved and in the system, and so there's a whole background check and all this stuff that allows you to be in the system. So when you scan the barcode, it shows up there. The other thing that happens now, which wasn't really happening at this time, is it decides when you get a random security check. So it'll pop up and there will be like random, and now you got to go through the regular passenger security line that you see. Sometimes you'll see a random pilot or flight attendant going through that line, and usually what that is
I'm surprised that you have this random security check in the United States, because in Europe we have like full security check for all of the crew members. Not in Europe, but also in every airport I've flown, there is mandatory security check.
Because they went through the KCM, they got random, and then they go through there. The old system used to be they would just like check off a box, and then when they get like every 10 person, they would just send them over there. Now it's a system generated, although for me it seems like 50% of the time I get random, so it doesn't seem that random. But anyways, that's how it works right now. Barcode, scan, picture, you're either allowed to go in or you're not. And it looks like everything went well. He leaves the TSA agent, goes right on up the stairs, and the flight attendant's behind him. It doesn't seem like there was any issues at this checkpoint. From that point, you either head to your crew room, which a lot of times is behind the security area, so that way if you're sitting on reserve and they need you, you can quickly get to your gate. You already have everything already approved through security, or you're gonna head to your gate. Depends on what kind of time frame you're on. If you're showing up to the airport and you're 45 minutes before departure, let's say, you might go straight to your gate. In this case, the pilot passes security. He's seen here making his way to the gate. He's just starting his first flight of the pattern, meaning he's coming from home and not a layover. Minneapolis is his home base airport, so he's very familiar with it, but he comes across something that is very unusual, and it's this random security checkpoint. You can see the pilot hesitate for a minute as he approaches before going and talking to one of the agents, who I'm guessing will confirm that everyone's bag needs to be looked into. And that's where things start to go downhill for this pilot. According to one of the agents that was in this area, this is how they described the pilot's appearance.
Pilot, he looked a little disheveled, like he had the white with the epaulets and that, but it was dire need of an ironing. It was kind of a schleppy look.
Now, I understand the pilot's hesitation here because he's at his home airport, very familiar with it. If this was a place that he'd never been to, he probably would have been like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing here at this airport. You kind of just go with the flow. But being at his home airport, he's very familiar. He's probably been there for years and going in and out of that airport. And so the hesitation I understand, and then going over to the agent and going like, is that something that I have to do, or is that just a passenger thing? So I understand that hesitation. But his actions after this raise some alarm bells. After the pilot walks away from the inspection area, the supervisor reports his suspicious behavior to the police, who start looking for him and trying to figure out where he went. The pilot makes his very long way through the terminal, so where is he going? After going down the escalator and far from the terminal that he was trying to make his way to, he walks in here, the bathroom. So why walk so far away from the area that you're trying to go to when it appears that there was a bathroom right by your checkpoint? I don't know Minneapolis very well. I've only been there a few times, but this sign right here appears to be a bathroom sign of sorts. And even if that sign isn't for a men's bathroom, usually they're all pretty close together. So why leave and walk so far away from the direction you're trying to go, unless you were trying to do something you didn't want anyone to see, especially these guys. As he was approaching his gate, he may have noticed these guys right here, who look like some type of law enforcement, that are standing right by the bathroom. Of course, there are no bathroom cameras, so we can't be for sure exactly what he was doing in there, but according to police records, he was in there for 27 seconds as he walked back out and went to the security checkpoint that he had originally walked away from. And while he was there, the police come over to ask him, what were you doing? Where did you go? The pilot says he went into the crew room, which is an area that the pilots usually hang out in before our flight.
So he lied. He went to the bathroom. It was on the cameras, but he lied.
But when pilots call the eye in the sky, they confirm that he actually walked into this bathroom. Like a good police officer, they're thinking, why would he lie about going to a crew room when he went to the bathroom? So they went into the bathroom to see if there was anything suspicious in there. Now, meanwhile, while the police are in this bathroom looking through everything, the pilot and one of the flight attendants head down the jet bridge. It's common on day one of your pattern that everybody's coming in staggered because people are coming from home or they're coming from wherever they're staying, a hotel, whatever it is, and they're starting.
So they didn't ask more questions, but they start to investigate. That's what I understood.
Their trip. Unlike what you might be used to seeing where there's a group of pilots and flight attendants that are moving together, that's usually coming off of a layover. But in the very first start of your pattern, since everybody's scattered about, you'll have a time that you need to be there at the plane, but everyone's scattered and coming in within 5, 10, 15 minutes of that time. Then you'll meet up there and you'll start your trip. So them going down there is totally normal. This pilot would start doing their pre-flight duties, like doing a walk around and setting up and pre-flighting the aircraft. Meanwhile, the police are here in the bathroom and they found something hidden in the trash, which caused them to be even more suspicious of this pilot. And they have to move quickly because this Delta aircraft is already starting to board. If it pushes back and takes off, there's really not much the police can do until the plane lands. The police officers are quickly dispatched over to the gate. And this is when the gate agent knows it's going to be a problem because it's not just one, not two, but at least 3 different officers, including this guy, who's a detective. And you're going to see why he's relevant later in this video.
No.
Now, anybody who's flown before, when they walk on the plane, a lot of times, well, if they're like me, they would look to their left and look into the flight deck and go, man, that's pretty small.
Vodka, maybe.
So you know that it's not a lot of space, especially to have, because the captain's already up there. This guy's already shown up. So you have 2 pilots up there. So it's already kind of small. And now you've had 3 different, potentially, police officers, possibly a 4th, that have shown up there onto the flight deck. So you're not going to be able to comfortably fit everybody up there. And what's interesting is this detective, while he's up there talking with them, people are getting onto the aircraft, and the officer, the detective, offers for this pilot to call in sick, which he says, no, I feel fine. I want to go do the flight.
Uh-huh. So detective already knew.
Either way, once it becomes obvious that this plane is definitely not going anywhere, passengers are quickly told to get back off of the jet bridge and head back up to the gate where they're going to wait. After they finish deplaning, you see the pilot here in handcuffs being removed from the plane.
Wow.
But you'll notice that he isn't wearing the same hat that he had on earlier. He's wearing a ball cap, which to me is a bit strange. That means that the police officer or the detective, whoever was arresting him, gave him the courtesy of putting something on, I guess, to hide his face. But my thought would be, if that is what you're trying to do, is trying to show up low-key, would it be taking off your uniform shirt?
Yeah.
I am used to, well, I have seen it many times, people walking through the airport with police in handcuffs. Usually they have a sweater or something over their hands trying to hide it, but it's pretty apparent who's who.
Yeah,
I've seen senators before that are walking through the airport. Rand Paul, one time I saw him coming into Cincinnati, and it catches your eye because you'll see a person and 2 or 3 police officers, which is, by the way, that senator wasn't being arrested. I'm just saying, it catches my eye when I see somebody with police officers around them, right? So if I was trying to, let's say I got arrested in this situation and I was trying to be really low-key about it, the hat makes sense, but I would also just take off my uniform shirt and put on a regular shirt. That would attract a lot less attention. If I'm walking through as a passenger or a normal person.
No, it's Delta. Everyone should see that it's Delta pilot arrested.
And I see a pilot with handcuffs, the baseball hat isn't going to be like, oh.
Yeah. It is not decisive.
Everything's normal here. It would draw even more attention than otherwise. So about 3 hours after all this started, where he showed up to the gate, he's taken back here to the police station for a breathalyzer and a blood test, which is common. I've been randomed before. And
oh, they have the breathalyzer, not this sobriety test or something, but yeah.
That means they can either drug test you, they can do a urine test, we call it a piss test, or you can be breathalyzed, meaning you blow into the tube. It can be both. I've had it just random throughout the years. It happens. So that's common. The other thing is that if you were ever involved in an incident.
Up to what age can a pilot fly, Denys? Depends on the country, but usually 60, 65, something like this. In Ukraine, it's 65.
Let's say you're flying and something major breaks on your plane. There's a mayday. Let's say you have a major engine malfunction or a landing gear malfunction. Even though it has literally nothing to do with you as a crew, when you land, you better expect that you're going to be breathalyzed and you're going to get your blood taken. They're going to take your blood so that way there's no question about it. They're going to look for drugs. They're going to look for alcohol. They're going to look for everything. Now, if you don't have anything in your system, no big deal, but that is normal. So it's just kind of part of what you sign up for when you be a pilot, and they're going to give you that $300 million aircraft to fly a bunch of people on. That's part of the other side of it. You got to be responsible. Which leads us into the interrogation where it all starts to unravel.
The same detective.
All right. All right. So I read your rights earlier, right? Yeah. You kind of recall those rights and you still want to talk to me? Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. So do you kind of just, before I ask you any questions, do you kind of just want to tell me kind of what's been going on?
Well, if I was in this situation, like, I would never be in this situation, but if I was, like, potentially, or okay, let's assume, I would never speak with the guy without a lawyer. Never, ever. With detective. That's the, I would say, at the initial phase, those interviews, interrogations, recorded on camera, they give the most of the evidence for the case, this initial part. Then they catch you fresh. So from the criminal perspective, from his perspective, because after all, he's criminal if he gets drunk and wanted to fly the airplane. So in this case, for the guy, it's better to wait for a lawyer. He has the right not to speak with a detective, and detective actually announced it, like, do you kind of want to tell me kind of what's going on, like, or you're free to speak with me? Are you okay with that? Because he has the right to refuse.
And just start over and yeah, I'll start over. Okay. Yeah, I know I had one bag and I knew that it was legal to bring it through there, but I guess I was more than anything just embarrassed to have it. Yeah. So I did throw it out. So I apologize.
So he recognized that he's thrown something to the toilet. Could be a vodka bottle, as you mentioned in the comments. I don't know. I haven't watched this video.
That's all that I had in there. Okay. I didn't ditch anything else. Okay. And then I honestly I don't know how I still have or possibly had alcohol on my breath yet, because
I don't possibly have alcohol in my blood yet, since
I did have drinks yesterday.
I drank yesterday afternoon.
Okay. I know it was.
What he's apologizing for is throwing away a bottle of liquor. And I'm not talking about
liquor.
the minis you've flown on first
I see.
class, or you've seen on airplanes, or potentially you've seen flight crew. We had these little minis sometimes on layovers, and they're just one shot. So he's not talking about apologizing about throwing a mini in the trash. He had something a little bit more. According to reports,
vodka. You're right. It is freaking vodka.
Found this, an unopened bottle of a 1.75 liters of Phillips vodka.
1.75 liters? Unopened, he said.
According to reports, they found this, an unopened bottle of a 1.75 liters of Phillips vodka.
But it's unopened, like, what's the problem here? If it is unopened.
And this isn't just a generic photo of vodka that it pulled off the internet. This is actually the brand that he was drinking. And when I saw that, I thought, oh, this must be some...
Good advertisement, by the way. Is it unopened or he drank it already?
I'm not a big drinker, but I thought this must be some really cool brand of vodka that I've never heard of before.
Well, judging on this video, it has already 8.4 million views. It's a lot. It's a good advertisement.
And so I jumped online and Googled it to see what does it look like. Spoiler alert, they sell it at Target for $14.90.
That's cheap thing, actually.
99 cents, and it comes in a plastic bottle.
Oh, shit. That's booze. Really booze.
Anybody knows if your vodka's coming in a plastic bottle, it's basically the absolute cheapest vodka you're going to get, which is...
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And it causes you a terrible headache. But if you're just looking to drink and get drunk, then this will get you there. But the hangover, at least in my experience, is terrible.
At least in my experience, he said. Well, it's fine. At least he didn't fly like that, I'm sure. The vodka your parents drink. Oh my God.
What time about did
That's
you
the
have your
cheap
last
booze.
drink yesterday?
6 o'clock in the evening.
Okay.
6
And how
o'clock.
many did you have?
How many?
Well, that was like my last drink I had. I think I had 4.
4.
Yeah.
Four
About
shots.
4. Yeah. And what were they?
It was I had
Beer.
1 beer,
It's like cocktail, but you mix it in your stomach.
and then 3 mixed drinks.
Okay. And how big was the beer?
Just a can.
Okay.
Can
And what were the mixed drinks?
it was vodka.
Okay.
We call it Yorsh. Then you mix beer and vodka. But he did it in his stomach, as I said.
So did you feel any of the effects still today?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm blown away.
Okay. And have you ever flown an aircraft while you felt any effects from alcohol or anything else? Okay.
No.
So you came through, you went up, sat in the airplane. Where were you kind of, when I came up to you, where were you kind of in your progress? Were you doing your in-flight checks? Had you already completed your in-flight checks? Or?
Hadn't even started. Just talking to Dave.
Okay.
Literally, what I did is I pulled the flight plan out.
Okay.
Remember, this is happening on a Tuesday. He originally told the police that it had been 3 days since he had drank the last time. So there's already these multiple lies that are happening. He's lying about going to the crew room, which wasn't true, and they proved that. He's lying about the last time he drank being 3 days ago, and it's not showing that to be accurate. So there's a lot of things where there is a reason for them to keep digging. There seems to be something that's being hidden here. What you're about to see here as they get into the explanation of the...
this is funny comment on Twitch. Imperator Denny. Even the orcs on the front line have better vodka. This is funny. Yeah.
The results from the breathalyzer that he just did.
And it looked like you guys were getting ready to board. Because there's a couple passengers already on. It looks like the one need extra assistance. You guys were just getting ready to board, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not really familiar, or I don't really.
You don't deal with that. Okay. And where are you flying to?
San Diego.
Okay. And this is your first flight of the day?
Yeah.
And where were you going from San Diego? Was that your final, or are you coming?
We were laying over there.
Okay.
I think we had 18 hours there.
Okay. How often do you drink before flying? Or how often do you drink? Is it often that you have drinks the night before you fly?
Yeah, good video. At least we have subtitles, better audio, more or less, compared to the previous one.
I can't say that I do or don't.
Okay. So I guess is it common to have 3-4 drinks the night before you fly?
No.
Okay.
No. I wouldn't say that that's a regular deal.
Okay. So I guess another question then is, when you came up to the screening area, what were you kind of thinking? Because I know obviously you're kind of worried. It was just embarrassment, you said. Was there anything else going on? Or
No.
did you think that maybe you still had alcohol in your system and that's why you should maybe go back?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. No. No. I just really was like, well, this is going to look stupid. That is, taking all,
This is relevant where they're trying to figure out that there was intent to go fly. There have been cases where pilots will show up and be under the influence of drugs or alcohol. It's just, we're human at the end of the day. And they'll say, oh, I never really intended to fly. I just was walking to the plane and walking around the plane. They might say something like that. So they're asking, and they're trying to prove intent, that the intention was for this pilot to actually operate the aircraft. By doing pre-flight checks and things like that, it is showing that you have the intention to go fly. So the detective is trying to figure out, is that the case? Did you intend to go fly the aircraft? That's why he's asking him this.
I hadn't even started. Just talking to Dave.
Okay.
Literally, what I did is I pulled the flight plan out.
Okay.
Now, from a pilot's perspective, if you've seen my vlogs, you've seen all the work that I'm doing before I even get to the aircraft. I'm checking weather, I'm checking alternates, I'm checking fuel. Well, this flight is going from Minneapolis to San Diego in July. surprise, spoiler alert, it's going to be 80 and sunny. There's really not a lot of homework that you need to do in this short of a flight, this type of year, going to San Diego in the middle of the day. And even if there is a problem, there's a lot of other airports nearby. You're going to be going past Vegas on your way there. You're going to be close to Los Angeles. You have so many alternative options when you're doing a domestic flight like this in the middle of summertime going to Southern California. So the level of preparation is a lot less than, let's say...
No. Sometimes in summer you prepare a lot, especially if there are thunderstorms, fronts, cold fronts. I don't agree here with Kelsey.
When I'm flying, a lot of times I'm going a long ways. It could be 10, 12 hours. So what's the weather like where we're going? What's the weather like on the...
Every particular case is very specific, so short flight might require lots of the preparations. It's not the case for the period of the year or something. You still should focus on preparing to the flight, really preparing. Check out all of the NOTAMs, weather, and it takes the time.
Way there, what are our backup plans? There's a lot more preparation. Showing up like this, you would have done some preparation, but nothing near what you've seen when I've prepped for my flights.
So what's the point of speaking about it? Like, still there are lots of the preparations. At least 20 minutes is required.
Now, when I do a domestic flight, on a 747, if I'm doing, let's say, Miami to Houston, obviously in the summertime there's going to be some thunder showers and things like that, but the level of preparation is a lot less intensive because there's a lot more options and there's a lot more backup plans, and when you're going across the ocean, limited on fuel, weight, and things like that. So him being kind of nonchalant with like, oh, I just downloaded the flight plan is a little bit strange. Like you're boarding the plane, but
I didn't say any strange here.
All you've done is just now downloaded the flight plan. It seems like a little bit more lax than it should be, but I definitely wouldn't expect that he would have done all the preparation that you've seen me do as I get ready to do a long international flight. So it's a little bit lax, but not ridiculous.
I just really was like, wow, this is going to look stupid. That is, taking all,
Now, there's nothing that prohibits him from transporting or flying with alcohol in your bag. I know pilots that have done it. It's a pretty common thing. A lot of times when you go overseas, you might go over to Europe or South America and you'll grab a bottle of wine. I've done it before, and I drink maybe once every few years. I rarely drink, but I'll grab a bottle of wine or something as a gift. So there's nothing to prohibit you from doing that. I also know pilots that they have a certain whiskey that they like to drink, and so they'll just fly wherever they're going and they'll bring their own whiskey.
Why does this guy talking now with a big stripes look like he has a great deal of vodka? I don't know.
Because obviously it's a lot cheaper to bring it with you than go buy it at a bar or at a restaurant. So it's not uncommon, and there's nothing against having an unopened bottle, and in some airlines having an open bottle. Now, I do have more restrictions because there are certain places that I fly to that are dry countries. In the Middle East, there are countries that I go to, and there are countries that we go to where they prohibit you from bringing alcohol inside the country. Many to San Diego, there's no reason to do that. So there's no reason to have that be a problem, to have that in there. But you're about to find out why he's embarrassed about it.
And then, is there any reason why you're dishonest with us on the flight? Because I asked you numerous times, kind of, had you been drinking? When was the last drink? You told me Saturday. I just was embarrassed, Okay. This was, just out of shame or whatever, so. And then, obviously you said you felt okay flying, because I asked you a couple times, and I even gave you the opportunity to leave and get off the aircraft. I told you a couple times that you can go home instead of flying before we did the breathalyzer, and you say that you felt okay to fly. So you felt...
Yeah, fuck. He did so big mistake. Like, he put himself in a jail. Like, he is stupid. Like, how he's an airline pilot? Really? This guy, detective, told him, okay, get a sick leave. Yeah, we'll have some problems in the airline, but you'll not be destroyed. Your life will not be destroyed. So say that you felt okay. You felt all right. Fuck. This guy is he gave the chance. Oh my god.
All right.
I mean,
You're stupid.
Yeah, I mean, apparently I did. I mean, I'm really surprised that it didn't happen. So.
Okay.
Now this blows my mind. The pilot was given the out of all outs. The detective gave him the option to call in sick. And the thing is that every airline pilot, as we prep before we go to the airlines, we go through all these different scenarios. And one of the scenarios that every airline pilot, if you know an airline pilot, you ask him this question, his answer is going to be something similar to this. Because the airlines will often ask this to see kind of what your response is. And it's, hey, you're a first officer, we've hired you, you're at the airline here, and
exactly
the captain shows up to the plane and he seems drunk. What are you gonna do? They want to see that, A, you're going to push back and not let that captain go fly the plane drunk and endanger your lives and all the lives of everybody on there as long as their aircraft and violate its whole career. They want to see that. So they want to hear what you're going to have to do about it. Now, there's a bunch of different answers that people give. But one of the very common ones that people say is, well, this is what they say in the interview. Well, I would tell the captain, hey, Cap, you don't look real good. Maybe you should call in sick. And if the captain, and then they go, well, what if the captain refuses to call in sick? You go, Cap, if you don't call in sick because you don't look fit to fly at all, I'm going to have to call in to the scheduling or to the chief pilot and tell them that you're sick because I don't feel comfortable with you. You don't look well enough to go fly. You don't seem normal. You don't seem your normal self that you normally do.
This is the guy that based off of...
Whatever it is, whatever that captain's response is, you always push back. You never let them fly. That's like rule number one. That's everything that you learn. So here this detective, obviously not knowing about airline interviews and all that stuff, is there in the flight deck. I'm guessing the captain's probably sitting up there as well. And the detective's giving him this option like, hey, I gave you the option to call in sick and just kind of like walk away and just pretend this didn't happen. And he was like, no, I'm good to fly. That blows my mind.
Like, I also cannot understand it. Like, that's why I called him stupid, because he really is. It is outstanding.
And then you just told the captain, or what did you tell the captain? I think his name is Dave, right? Yeah. What did you tell him when you got on? It was just normal, or did you guys talk about anything when you first got on?
We were just talking about time off. We were talking about, how many days are coming off. I said, yeah, I had like a week off. He's like, yeah, me too. And we were just talking about our sick policy and the contract talk, So basically just catching up. We've flown together multiple times. So
not every time, but fairly often you fly with him?
This has been my third or fourth time flying with him. Yeah.
Is there anything else from me that you have any questions or anything right now? Otherwise, I'll kind of explain everything going forward. But.
Now, Delta's a huge airline, and Minneapolis is a large base for them. Flying with someone 3 or 4 times is a lot. At my airline, Delta probably has, 8 times the amount of pilots that my airline has. If I fly with someone 3 times, it's a lot. It's a lot of times. I rarely fly with the same person. So flying 3 or 4 different times with someone means you probably have similar seniorities. So you're bidding similar types of things or similar destinations that you like. So 3 or 4 times, it seems like, wow, that's hardly at all very much, but it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot of flying.
Sure.
So you kind of get the rhythm and you kind of know what everybody's expecting. Everyone has their own nuances.
I agree, Surfer, I agree.
You're going to feel more comfortable with somebody and you'll have a little bit more chit chat that will go on after you've flown with them 3 or 4 times. So it is kind of a lot.
Yeah, you can just explain.
So basically what's going to happen is you're not going to jail today. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to finish up. What you're going to do is you're going to be booked. You are going to be right now charged, pending charges, pending the blood result test, okay, that you provided before. You're going to be pending charges for Minnesota Statute 360, which is operating an aircraft under the influence of alcohol. The threshold for an aircraft is 0.04. So
0.04 compared to 0.08 in a regular vehicle. Right. There's other commercial vehicles thing that are 0.04. Aircraft is one of them. Like I said, your preliminary breath sample was a 0.063, or sorry, 0.065.
Your breath sample was 0.63. Sorry, 0.65.
Just so you know.
Which is higher than limit.
So that's where we're going to go. You're going to get booked, just fingerprints, photographs, and then you'll be released. It sounds like your chief pilot, I don't know, familiar with the Army, wants to come pick you up and give you a ride. That's up to you, obviously, but I don't know if they were obviously made aware of the situation. That's up to you how you want to get home. I'm not going to recommend you drive just because of the whole situation. So he wanted to come pick you up. However you want to get home, that's up to you. And then you go from there. What'll happen is once your blood test results come back in, what's the time frame? I can't say for sure. It depends on their caseload and things like that. I'd say probably a month. So it is.
No, probably gonna be a month for the blood test. What? What?
It'll be a while. Yeah, that's all up to the BCA or county where the blood results get sent out to and get tested at a lab. So it's a while. Okay. Yeah. Fortunately, it's not like a breath test or anything where it's instant and we know and we can chart right away. So while we're waiting for those, what's going to happen is most likely, since it is involving aircraft, kind of on the job, it'll be likely referred to the U.S. Attorney's Office and they'll charge it out. If they don't want to charge it out for whatever reason or decline, then it'll come back locally. So basically what will happen is somebody will be in touch with you once we get those results back and let you know. And let you know what charges are going to come and things like that, okay? So, are there any questions there? I think so. Okay, so what we'll do is if you want to wait in here, I'll have somebody come book you. You can do that. It'll probably take 15 minutes, not too long, and then you'll be good to go. All your possessions and bags are right here, and I'll give you those. I think we have your phone as well, right? I think it's in your bag. So yeah, I'll be right back in, or somebody will be back in the book, okay? Yeah, and then, I don't care one way or another, but you guys do have my badge. Your pilot's badge? My pilot badge. Yeah, I'll give that back. I have no reason to keep that right now. That's between you, your airline, and the FAA, I guess. So yeah, I'm giving everything we took from you back. I'm not seizing anything from you.
It's interesting that he's really concerned about his crew badge, and that's because that's one of the few things that is technically your airline's property. It's not something that you own. They have the rights to it. If you ever get fired or quit, that's something they're going to want back, and you get in a lot of trouble for losing your crew badge because you could have fraud or all kinds of different things. So it is a big deal losing that. So it is interesting that he's very focused on getting that back. But I would think that's kind of the least of his overall concerns right now. Well, the lab report came back and the pilot's blood sample was determined that he had an alcohol concentration of 0.027 at 1:10 p.m. They determined that at the time the pilot was on the flight deck, that his blood alcohol content was somewhere between 0.04 and 0.08,
So
which
dangerous.
detective had already talked about is way past the legal limit. According to the court records, he served 1 weekend in jail and the rest of the time was under home detention. Then he was placed on probation, which included alcohol treatment. He pleaded guilty in court to attempting to operate an aircraft under the influence of alcohol. Now, I have personally known people who have had this happen where they were caught either with drugs or alcohol in their system while they're flying. I've personally talked to them about it. Obviously, it's a sensitive subject. People are embarrassed about it, but I'm just a nosy person, so I would ask them about it. And essentially, I can tell you already what's going to happen with this pilot. They're going to lose all of their ratings. So the FAA is going to remove all of their licenses. But what they can't remove is your experience, your ability of flying, your skills. They can't obviously take that away. So if this pilot chooses that he wants to go back into aviation, which is typically what pilots do, is they're going to go back and just have to retake the exams. They still have the hours, so they just go retake all their different exams, which is kind of a mess. But you go retake those different exams, you pass the different check rides that you need to pass, and now you're qualified to go reapply to different airlines. Lucky for this pilot, this happened in 2019.
I think they have this blacklist, you know.
And in 2021 and 2022, there was an unprecedented boom in air travel demand, which means they needed pilots. After he would complete all that training, the probationary period and everything, that would allow him the opportunity to go apply to different airlines. And when airlines are really short, they're going to take people who have the most experience that they can get to quickly pass training. Now, let's say he was qualified on, let's say, an Airbus A320. Let's say that's what he was flying at Delta. if he was current and qualified and has thousands of hours doing that, that is something that the airline, if they have that aircraft, know that he's going to be able to safely fly. He's also going to be put into a program we call the HIMSS program, which stands for Human Intervention Motivation Study. Now, the really sad part about this is that if the day before that pilot had called to his airline and called the chief pilot and said, "Hey, chief, listen, man, I'm having a hard time," and I'm not saying that this was the case for this particular pilot, but if he'd called and said, "I'm having a hard time stopping drinking, and I don't know what, I can't stop, and I'm getting drunk every night before flying," and again, I'm not saying that this is the pilot, but if that pilot had called his chief to say that and said he had an issue even with drugs, I have heard about it. Airlines I've seen go way above and beyond what I would even think is reasonable in taking care of their crew, sending them to rehab, keeping them on a salary, sending them out to rehab to get everything back and fixed. By them taking that action and going there, the airlines will typically go above and beyond to help you remedy whatever it is to help you get back on a good path. You will be in this HIMSS program, and there is no HERS program, but you'll be on the HIMSS program for the rest of your career. No doubt. That's just, you get that, you get to keep your job, everything's okay as long as you follow the steps.
I wonder about the jail term. Can they be jailed? It's crazy. How do they let pilots who have been flying and drinking come back fly? I don't know. It's actually the surprise for me. It's actually a surprise. If you don't think at all, you can almost guarantee avoid this. Yeah, like this was a really stupid action. I wonder how he is an airline pilot, really. Ugh.
Imagine you're on a flight and it's in the air, and a pilot in the cockpit suddenly decides, "I'm gonna crash this plane," and this would unalive you and everyone else on it. Now the pilot, his name's Joe, and Joe, he's a commercial airline pilot. He's been doing it a while, and he likes this job. But one day, boom, Joe gets hit with some terrible news. His best friend Scott just suddenly passed away from a heart problem. And Joe is devastated, like this is his best friend, and he's never lost somebody close to him. And he takes this really hard, and pretty quickly, he starts getting depressed, and he starts drinking heavily to deal with it. And as the years go by, his depression only gets worse, especially around the yearly anniversary of Scott's passing. And eventually, Joe's wife is like, "You're not doing well. I think you should talk to a professional." So he does. He goes to see a therapist, and therapist tells him to consider seeing a psychiatrist and getting on antidepressants. Here's the thing though, apparently if a commercial pilot goes on antidepressants, the airline will no longer allow them to fly.
Yeah, that's the problem. Well, I think it depends on airline, but mainly if you have like, oh, you have a problem, something's wrong with you. So that's the system. System is not working fine for pilot mental health in airline, in aviation industry. You always risk, then you confess about your problems.
And he would have to jump through a lot of bureaucratic hoops to keep his job. I guess it's their policy. So Joe's like, "Nah, bro," and he doesn't take any meds. He doesn't want to lose his job. Instead, he just keeps working all the time and self-medicating with alcohol. And almost 6 years have passed since Joe...
Sounds nice, yeah? Nice term. Self-medicating with alcohol. Yeah.
Joe lost his best friend, and he's still feeling it. And at one point, he flies to Washington State to be with his other friends. I guess they're gonna have a memorial for Scott. And during this memorial, in remembrance of Scott, Joe and his friends, they do a lot of partying. Like, a lot of partying. And the group decides they're gonna do what we'll call medicinal mushrooms. Joe's never done this before, but he's like, "Alright." And so he takes these mushrooms and he starts feeling pretty good. And he stays up all night and he's having a lot of fun. And a few days later...
Yeah, if you didn't know, guys, it was opening for me like few years ago. Then I discovered the things about ayahuasca. I didn't try it myself, but ayahuasca, Amanita muscaria, fungus, how to call them properly? Those special mushrooms. They can actually take you to the different world, from what I understood. There were so many trip reports which I watched. It was interesting for me. Some even use mushrooms as the therapy, microdosing, something like this. They say it works, but it's interesting. Psychedelic mushrooms. They are not drugs, I would say, but close to that. How would the airline know what medication doctor prescribed? I don't know. Maybe why I don't know the American system yet. In Ukraine, they would not know. I used to grow them. Ah, nice. Yeah. I never tried, but maybe then I'll be old, really old, and I'll have nothing to lose in my life. I may try some mushrooms. Yeah, why not? Especially then I don't fly the airplane. It might take you to the different, DMT, mushrooms, Amanita muscaria. Amanita muscaria, I think, is the strongest one, according to reports that I read.
It's time for him to leave Washington and go back home. And allegedly, he's been going hard. He hasn't slept in 40 hours or something like that. And he goes to the airport and he gets on a plane and he's ready to fly.
He took a lot in this case.
Out of there. But he's still allegedly kind of tripping from the mushrooms from a few days before. They're still in his system or something. Now, he's not on duty, but because he's a pilot, he's going to ride for free in the cockpit jump seat. That's where off-duty pilots sit when they take a flight and they're not piloting. And as the plane takes off and it's in the air, Joe starts to get a really bad feeling. A feeling like he's trapped in this airplane and he'll never be able to get out. And suddenly...
Usual feeling for the passenger.
Bam! A bad trip hits him like a freight train, and Joe feels like he's stuck in a nightmare. None of what he's experiencing is reality. The pilots flying the plane aren't really pilots.
Nice cut. Nice images creation. I know it's AI, but it's so funny.
And he doesn't know what to do. And he believes the only way out of this is to make himself wake up. And that is when he looks up to the ceiling of the plane and he sees two red handles. Those red handles are fire extinguisher handles. They're also designed to shut down the engines of the plane in an emergency. And Joe decides that in order to wake himself up, he needs to pull the levers and crash the aircraft. So he stands up and he reaches out and he pulls both of those handles. And the two pilots in the cockpit, they see this and they're like, what the fuck? And they immediately jump up and grab Joe and they pull him away. And one of them quickly pushes the handles back in again, and this restores the fuel flow to the engines, and so the engines are working properly again. Close call. And I guess the human touch brings Joe back into his body. And so he stands up and he leaves the cockpit and he walks to the back of the plane and he sits in a flight attendant's jump seat. And he tells the flight attendant to handcuff him because this is gonna get really bad.
Handcuff me. I'm turning to Hulk mode. That's
bad. And so the flight attendants restrain his hands with flex cuff, which is like zip ties. And he's sitting there in the jump seat, and I guess he's still like, I gotta wake up from this bad dream. And he grabs a whole ass pot of coffee near him, and he starts drinking straight out of it. And the poor flight attendants, they're trying to calm him down, and they have no idea he was just in the cockpit trying to crash the plane. But then he reaches over toward the emergency exit, and he wants to get it open so that he can jump out, because he's like, jump jumping out will certainly wake me up. Luckily, the crew stops him by gently removing his hands from the door and distracting him with a bit of conversation. Now, at this point, the pilots have diverted the flight to Portland because they're like, we gotta get this guy the hell off this plane. And they land, and police officers come on board and they escort Joe off the plane. This is actually some footage of that, and there he is there. And so, bam, Joe's arrested. And I don't have a mugshot, but here is a photo of him detained. And he's charged with 83 counts of attempted murder and reckless endangerment, and his pilot's license is suspended, and he gets out on bail, and he's apparently clean now, so no more mushrooms before traveling. And he and his wife have since started a nonprofit to advocate and help pilots get treated for depression. And ultimately, lucky for him, the federal court drops his attempted murder charges, but his trial for some of the other charges is still pending as of the date of me making this video. So, good luck to them. So what would you do if you...
Happy,
so this guy...
Happy...
So what would... Imagine...
Happy story, yeah? Happy ending. That's crazy.
It's the pilot who tried to hijack a flight in midair after consuming psychedelic mushrooms, and he's speaking out for the first time. Joseph David Emerson tells FX that extreme depression led to his mushroom-induced freakout. Emerson was an off-duty pilot when he suddenly lunged for the jet's engines.
We've got the guy that tried to shut the engines down out of the cockpit.
Alaska Airlines Flight 2059 took off from Everett, Washington, heading for San Francisco. But soon after takeoff, crisis erupted. An off-duty pilot was sitting in the cockpit, positioned in the jump seat. It's a routine privilege given to pilots so they can commute home. All of a sudden, he reportedly lunged at the controls and tried to shut off the engines.
What they are describing here is an attempted hijacking of this airplane.
The plane diverted to Portland for an emergency landing. Emerson was initially charged with 83 counts of attempted murder, one for every person on board the flight, but it was reduced to reckless endangerment. The shocking incident put the national spotlight on magic mushrooms and their growing use to treat depression. Actress Kristen Bell once told Jimmy Kimmel how she tried mushrooms as a way to help manage anxiety.
I have never really done any drugs, and I wanted to try mushrooms for my 40th birthday, so my husband had gotten them for me, and I tried it.
In his interview airing tonight on FX, Emerson says he started drinking to numb the pain of losing a close friend from a massive heart attack.
It was the first time somebody meaningful and significant currently in my life had just vanished.
He says he turned to mushrooms and not antidepressants because he was afraid he'd be grounded if the airline found out.
I would immediately not be able to fly airplanes.
The pilot has pleaded not guilty.
Okay. That's the stories we heard, yeah? Pilot stories. Interesting, yeah? These are non-addictive drugs and can be beneficial for mental health. Yeah, but it's better to avoid flying planes, especially in the cockpit, I think. Because actually it gives the anxiety. As for the Amanita muscaria, like usual Mario mushrooms, yeah? Amanita muscaria. This, yeah? Red mushrooms. They can give... we don't see it. Yeah, here we go. Amanita muscaria, there are two types. One, actually there are hundreds of types, but in general there are two variants. It's like this one, the red one, and the amber one, or dark amber, or brown, like this one, yeah? This is way more powerful. It has more this acid, they call it. I forgot the name. I know it's in Russian, but muscelinovая кислота, but in English. So actually you can eat those mushrooms. Not you need to cook them, like you need to boil them 3 of the times or 2 of the times at least, and this like poisonous element inside, it disappears. Also, it can disappear if you just dry them out under some certain temperature. And this mushroom actually can it can cancel the consciousness, similar to DMT. The DMT experience, usually people say that it's like experiencing the death. Some say it's not like that. Some try many times. But this mushroom can give bad trip in high dosage. There's so many reports that this mushroom is, and actually I think it's even forbidden in the countries like Netherlands. Yeah, they have everything allowed except this. And you can find those in the forests. You can, do it yourself. But it's very dangerous. In high dosage, they may, your consciousness can cease existence. And what's the main dangers of those mushrooms? That the body lives on its own, and the mind, if we may speak about the mind in this case, it lives on its own. So there are many of the cases that people uncontrollably use the mushrooms like that, and they jump from bridges, from buildings, kaputting themselves, not knowing what they're doing, because body is like a body. It's like zombie. It doesn't have the consciousness at that time. So your actions should be controlled by someone. People called the guys sitter, who monitors the situation, and some people stripe themselves to battery handcuff. But just imagine, being handcuffed, and for sure it's gonna be bad trip. Some people use those for microdosing, like 1/4 of the cup. But so far I haven't tried. But it's interesting topic for me, because it's like, how can you change your consciousness with a simple mushroom? It shows really the power of mushrooms, indeed, that it's something outstanding. So we have fish, we have mammals, we have this is the form of life, like separate form of life, mushrooms. They're not trees and grass, they're not animals, something on their own. And every mushroom can be dangerous, can cancel the consciousness, can be just a food. So mushrooms are interesting. Like, this topic is interesting for me, but I haven't yet tried. Not yet. But it's interesting. Dolphins and pufferfish. Psilocybin mushroom are good and safe. Could be. Yes, nature almost tripped on one, made for a great picture. Psilocybin mushrooms are different from Amanita muscaria mushrooms. They are more friendly, let's say. Red classical Amanita muscaria is really, I think it's the strongest mushroom if we speak about consciousness change or erasing it completely, judging on what I read. Try, Denys. Yeah, I would try. We can make a stream. I'll try, but not now. As I say to you, then I'll get old, and I'll have nothing to lose. I'll try to experiment with something, but not now. No. I think they are forbidden in my. I'm not sure. Can we find them? Actually, you can purchase them. Legreep.com. Yeah. But it's not the Swiss website. Oh, it's in Latvian and Russian. So probably it's the Russian shop, right? Muhamore is ecology. So mascara from the ecological clear forests. They're selling those. Already dried out. Okay, and powder there is also. But it's for microdosing. I think powder is for tea. I think so. In Etsy you can buy them. Yeah. Are those from China? Beautiful free-dried. Oh, no, those are the regular mushrooms. Oh, no. Oh, there's lion mane also. Yeah, very interesting. Mushroom, but it has its own downsides. Oh, we have Swiss website. Okay, translate, yeah. Oh, you can order those. How much? 50 francs or 50 euros for 20 grams? That's nothing, really. I mean, weight is nothing. So they are legal in Switzerland if they sell them. Fliegen Pelitz kaufen CH. Officially, you can buy those. This product was assigned for muscimol content and acceptable laboratory analysis confirms the average muscimol content is 0.06. That's corresponding to, okay. But for how much? 300 freaking francs for 200 grams. That's expensive, actually, for reviews. What else did they have? Amanita regalis. Oh, this is lion mane powder. They sell just powder. It's good for concentration, for, you know, like internal motivation. That's what I read. But they have lots of the other stuff. Altai Mumio. Oh, Mumio, it's fake, I think. Hawk mushroom. Interesting what it does. Oh, panther mushroom. That's the most powerful. Way more powerful than the standard red one. We switched from the topics, yeah? From the topic to topic. That's how I've done them because they taste like shit. Oh, yeah. So I dried them, crushed into the powder and put in capsules. Oh, yeah. I think so. I think they taste like shit. Amanita Airlines, we fly really high. Shit. Don't do drugs. Those are not drugs. Which is completely different from chemical damage like alcohol. Yeah, they do not, like those mushrooms and psilocybin mushrooms, they are not the drugs. They do not cause like this habit to use those. Yeah, they're not addictive as alcohol or smoking or weed. Weed could be addictive. Everyone is into DMT here. 80 FM. Oh, I see. Do mushrooms and insomnia mix well? Asking for a friend. Eat food with benefits. Yeah. Safer than a lot of prescription drugs. So could be. Weed is also not addictive. People get addicted to the feeling but it's not chemically addictive. Oh, I see. Addiction, yeah. Thank you. I had mushrooms years ago. They tasted like eating mud, but lots of fun. Yeah. Like if you think about alcohol, it's very addictive. And speaking about my personal experience, like my grandpa passed away because he was alcoholic, and he accidentally, he drank too much and he passed away. It happened like that. Also, and I didn't knew him because he died before I was born. So alcohol is terrible. But you can purchase it elsewhere. But I think it's the most terrible drug because it's legal and you can purchase and drink as much as you want. But actually it's a drug. And also I had the case with one of the pilots. He's from Lithuania, but he's an alcoholic. He tried to cure himself from it, but if he drinks just a little, he starts to drink a lot. And we were in a hotel with him, and he drank so much that he didn't show up on the flight. And I called chief pilot, and he sent one more captain for the flight. But I had to deal with this guy in the hotel because he was like, I was trying to help him, and I closed him in his room for him not to drink more because I thought that, okay, he's too drunk and he may harm himself. And I was told to do so by his friend, also a Lithuanian pilot. But actually, we shouldn't have done like that because, after hangover, he should have some alcohol during hangover because it can actually harm him not to have this small portion of alcohol after he drank a lot. So we took him to later on. Then other pilot arrived. I was a young first officer by the time, and then new captain arrived. We took him to hospital. It was a layover for us in Mykolaiv, and in hospital they put some drugs onto him, and he was like more or less relaxed. But it was the worst hangover I ever seen. He was like shaking like this. So, oh my God. Alcohol and tobacco both bad, yeah. I have 3 friends that are addicted to weed. That's around 50% of people can become. Oh, yeah, I see. But still, it's just weed. Mike Tyson would love DMT, beef, Wellington. Have you seen how much he gets? No. Whew. All right, guys, thank you for joining my morning live stream. I'm gonna edit some videos and maybe film some on aviation channel about pilots drinking alcohol or something. Could be an interesting topic. Thank you so much for watching me. I wish you all a peaceful sky as usual, and I'm gonna post more videos today. Thank you guys. It was fun stream with you. Cheers. Yeah, thank you guys for comments. Thank you. Love you all.